No.
Not that anybody gonna come in, but
Yeah. But like seriously, with my streams, I only want people in my streams that want to participate in the streams. I don't want people that want to hold grudges. People that want to hold grudges for, I don't have any time for them. I don't. I really don't want them in my chat or in my stream, because it's just a waste of energy.
you said you think it's pin 34?
That's if I remember correct, it's pin 34. It's been a long time since I worked on one of those. A long time.
I'm looking here and I think it's out in my truck that my daughter just took. I have a wiring diagram of everything. So.
Hey, Lakes, how you doing, buddy? Look at that. Lakes popped in. He's a night owl too.
I sent
He
him a
stayed.
link too.
Yeah, he stays up late having nightmares about his jobs.
I'm pretty sure I sent him a link.
Yeah.
It's one thing I miss about not having Identifix at my shop. I always thought some of their wiring diagrams were closer to what you got OE.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
my all dad will sit there and say, "Oh, this is an OE wiring diagram." Mitchell will sit there and say, "This is their system wiring diagram."
Yeah.
But I can run down the street to the dealership and ask my buddies, "Hey, can you pull this up for me?" At a Ford dealer, and like say I wanted to know where the terminating resistors are. What two modules are they in?
Yep.
Nothing I have shows it to me. Now, Lake said he found it on Identifix.
Yeah.
Mitchell and All Dad don't show shit.
Well, the problem with all data is it's really hard to find some stuff on all data. All data does have everything. It's just really hard to find it. In my opinion, what these guys are charging for their software, it's not worth $200 a
really
month.
Hard to find some stuff on all.
Their programs aren't worth $200 a month. They aren't, and mostly for small independent shops and stuff like that. Like with me, I tried all data, but I couldn't justify the cost of their software. I just couldn't.
How much were they charging a month?
For up here in Canada, it's $230 a month, and
yeah, I think it's about 185 here.
Yeah, like I don't roll over enough work that I need diagrams for on a daily basis to justify that. And most of my diagrams I can get from my Ford software or my GM account, and I do a lot of heavy duty stuff, and they have nothing for heavy duty, so it's kind of redundant. But what they're charging, they should base their subscription off the frequency of use. That's what they should do, is bill you by the frequency of use. Like when you log in and look up something, they charge you $1 or $2 or something like that to look it up, but not. And then you can have like a fleet account where you can have I just don't find their software worth the dollar, because a lot of the stuff that they have on there you can still find online for free.
Yeah, we had Identifix for a while, but the boss got rid of it because we got too many Identi hacks.
Yeah.
They'd look up, they'd throw a code in Identifix, and if there's this many hits on this problem, and there's this many hits on this problem, like they would sell both parts, thinking, oh, it's definitely going to fix it, because everybody else, that's what they did. It was one or the other. And my boss is like, that's not how we work here. I want answers on what's actually wrong with the car. I don't want guessing.
Yeah.
But I did find Identifix useful for various things when it came to wiring diagrams and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the wire diagrams are handy, but like I said, it's just the price that they charge for it. It's just like being able to justify it in a lot of shops. Like when you, most of the information they have you can find online for free anyways. Like it's
Identifix.
Identifix.
Yeah. Codes are not part numbers.
No.
I don't know how better to say it.
No. That's the thing.
Those
Is
are
like,
not part numbers.
well, that's why I'm glad up here. Like, we don't have many stores that do code reading. They'll always refer you to a shop like Napa. They'll hook up a code reader. They'll tell you what the code is, but they won't tell you what's wrong with it. They won't tell you what part you need, and they won't try to push sales on you. That's what I like about Napa. And that's why I'm glad they're pretty much the dominant one up here. But
See, AutoZone does that here, and here in the state of Michigan, that's a fine line because technically speaking, you're not allowed to pull a code and advise somebody on what to sell them.
Yeah.
And fix it, or like sell that part and make a profit off it without having a facility license.
Yeah.
A parts store is not a facility.
Yeah.
And they're not licensed technicians, so they're not really technically able. They should just, here's your code, here's a piece of paper, that's your code.
Yeah. Well, that's how it works up in Canada. If you have a shop, you have to have a red seal, certified mechanic in your shop.
I remember back when I still saw a lot of 3100s and 3400 GM vehicles.
Can you make that out? Let's see. Is there too much glare?
I see it.
I was trying to send Fluffy. I don't know. I'm pretty much computer illiterate, so I was trying to take a picture of it and send it to Fluffy's email so he could show it last night. But like right there is the IPC, the cluster. So that's the terminating resistor, and then there's the PCM. That's the terminating resistor, and that's on the high speed can.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what I lost because I was busy doing everything else. I am losing the failure is happening on the negative and a positive, right?
Yeah.
And the high speed?
Yeah.
I'm losing the negative. That's where my glitch is.
Oh. So.
But when it goes into that code, I also have roughly just shy of 120 ohms of resistance. And the car cools back down. I'm back down to 60 ohms.
Yeah.
And everything's perfect. Everything works. And you go to start the car and it's in a dead mode. It doesn't recognize the key. That module will set a code.
Yeah.
It will not start the car. The car will not start. The security light will flash. Every dash light is on. Every trouble light's on the whole dash.
Did you put a scope on the can lines?
Yeah, but I only messed with it for like about 20, or say 35 minutes today because they kept throwing other crap at me.
Yeah.
They said, don't worry about it. This guy said we can have the car for days. So I'm like, but I want to find a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, they can be tricky sometimes. I've had whole interiors tore out, there'd be a short to ground on one of the can wires, and they can be tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a crap that interests me. Don't ask me to throw a radiator and a water pump and all this shit into a 3500 Savannah van that I can't even lift up on my hoist because it's loaded and it's too heavy.
Yeah. Like I've had a few that the analog brake control modules will be pulling the CAN bus down, and I'll just like unhook the control module and then just jump the CAN wires with 2 jumper wires on the ABS connector, and then it'll start and run. All right, well, it's a bad.
You jump it all the way to DCL?
No, I just you unplug if you're suspecting the analog brake control module, you just unplug the analog brake control module and just put 2 wires.
Oh, you jump them?
Yeah, in the connector.
Yeah, you jump it so it keeps the circuit going.
Yeah, and then if your vehicle starts, then bam, that's your,
Yeah, I got you.
And I'm not no expert with this CAN communication stuff. I can get through it, and sometimes it hurts my brain. But the more you do it, the better you get. But man,
that's true.
I don't. That's one area. Using the scope and this CAN communication is probably the 2 biggest areas that I need to get a little better with. But
well, do you have a CAN bus box yet?
Breakout box. Yeah. Yeah, but
OBT.
it's so few and far between. I don't use it real often, so it's like it's hard to get good at it when you're only using it once a month or whatever.
Well, the only way to get good at this stuff is to just like I've got a scrapper guy. He brings in cars all the time, so like into his yard. So I just go over there and I just play around with my scope and my diagnostic stuff. And like the one place that I told you I go for my scope education.
Yeah.
I'll duplicate the stuff he does on the vehicles that he brings in. But that's, to me, I find that's the easiest way is actually on when you have spare time. Just go out and practice on even your own car. Just sit there and do practice tests and that.
Yeah, that's for sure would be a good way to do it. Man, when I leave work, I'm ready to just freaking relax.
Yeah. No, that's the problem is finding that time and having the ambition to get up and do it. That's the problem nowadays.
Do you want to like snap it? You want me to show that again? You like snap a picture of it or anything?
Do you know how to snapshot that screen and email it to me?
I don't. I tried to figure that out last night.
How do you do that on Windows, Turner?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to do it.
Snapshot your screen on a Windows.
Just press print screen, and copy and paste.
Well, when I went to email it though, I was trying to email a picture, but it wouldn't let me. I don't know how to do it, guys. I'm not computer smart.
Don't worry about it.
I wish I knew how to do it. I was trying to figure it out last night on the live stream, but that's when I said I'll be right back as I got off to try to figure out how to do it, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I had to deal with all kinds of bullshit work today because we had another guy call in sick today. So
yeah, I just went in and did a little side work today.
Let's see, I did water pump, radiator, AC belt tensioner, both belts, an oil change on an older GMC Savannah van 3500 that my hoist wouldn't lift, which pissed me off. And then I did like 4 alignments.
Dang.
2 diags that the customer doesn't decide what they're going to do. What else did I do? I did something else. I still wanted to go play with that car.
What year is that one again?
Which one?
The
Ford?
The Ford that you're working on.
2012.
Oh, I put 13 in here, but it should be the same.
It's probably the same. I thought it was a 13 too. I did say 13 last night.
Okay.
Like,
I put 3.5 liter. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got a 3.5.
Okay.
I know they had like a 2 liter or some bullshit turbo.
Yeah.
But I didn't see too many of those back in that year. They actually had them. Edge had that in it.
Yeah.
And that was a Fuckus, wasn't it?
I put an Edge. I thought you said Edge.
You said Edge. It was a
Edge. It's an
Ford
Edge.
Edge. 2012 Ford Edge.
Yeah.
With a 3.5.
What was the code, just for the heck of it? I'll throw the code in here and see what it says.
The codes?
Yeah. Did you have codes?
They're all communication codes. Lost communication with ECM, BCM, instrument panel lost communication with ECM. Most of them were lost communication with ECM. I don't remember what something or another, but most of them were lost communication with ECM. All I know is I also know that if you keep the hood closed, it fails quicker.
It does what?
It fails quicker.
Oh, really? From heat buildup or something?
Yeah. When I first was messing with it, I had the hood open, and it took longer. You keep the hood closed.
That makes you think PCM then.
Yeah. Something the PCM ground or the PCM itself.
Yeah.
I've seen capacitors fail in those PCMs. They actually start to leak out shit on the circuit board. I think I watched Super Mario Diagnostics, or I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He actually fixed one and showed where when the capacitors started leaking out on the circuit board. So he cleaned it up, and he actually found the new right capacitor, and he fixed the PCM.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that.
I don't go that deep either.
Yeah.
I've got a company up here in Canada, in Vancouver. They rebuild PCMs and ECMs, and they've never done me wrong. They're FF1, and I'll take them over OEM any day because they do a lot of updates on them. Like they put better resistors and better chips in and stuff like that. They actually do a premium job, so I don't waste my time with that stuff myself anymore either.
Now, sometimes I'll take apart an instrument cluster and weld some solder joints or something, or put some new stepper motors in or something like that. But I'm not. I've never pulled a PCM apart.
The brown bottle flu. I mean, I always thought that was like
that's beer.
Yeah,
that's beer. Brown bottle flu.
But
hey, Sergio.
Somebody got the brown bottle flu?
Talking about your employee that didn't show up. That was called in sick.
Oh, yeah. Probably did. No, he's just a lazy son of a bitch. I'll be honest with you. This guy, I straight up called him out the other day. I had to go to the bathroom. And I went back. He's in the bathroom again. Every time I turn around, this guy's in the bathroom. And he says, my stomach's been bugging me a lot lately. And I'm like, Stason, nobody can shit 6 to 8 times a day, every day of the week, for the last 6 months that you've been working here, and not lose a pound. And I don't even see him ever eat. I said, you'd have nothing left to you. I said, you're back there dicking around on your phone, sitting in the bathroom.
Yeah, I had a guy that used to do that on my construction site. He used to go have naps in the washroom. So one day we actually took the outhouse and lifted it up with a crane while he was sleeping and left him 8 feet in the air.
Yeah.
What's up, Sergio?
So do you just not have communication with the PCM, or do you? Like when you scan the car?
When everything is good, I got communication with everything.
Okay.
When it fails, I have communication with nothing.
Nothing. No brake control module, no nothing. Oh. Huh. So it's pulling down the whole.
I shouldn't say that. I haven't, like I said, they haven't let me mess with this much.
Right.
I have not tricked my scan tool into go. When it gets to that point, it won't auto read the VIN. It just says can't detect, can't detect. I try to go to generic OBD. It doesn't go in. I have not actually tried to go and say, hey, it's 2012 Ford Edge, blah, 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 do an all system scan and see if it picks up any of the modules.
Yeah.
But I know when it fails, I'm losing the security module because it doesn't recognize the key. It flashes it on the instrument panel. It doesn't start, doesn't do anything. Whatever it is, it's a temperature sensitive issue.
Yeah.
Can your scan tool record data like codes and data while you're operating the vehicle? Like leave it plugged in recording? Because that's the thing is when codes start triggering before it happens, that will give you a really good insight. But so far from what you're saying, it sounds like it's either a ground issue or just a bad PCM.
It's definitely something with the PCM because PCM is mounted right up in the firewall in those vehicles.
Yeah.
Like you're looking at the engine, it's wham right there toward the right side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And closing the hood to get hotter quicker and it's failing quicker.
Now I heard you talking about all data before I got on. I actually like all data better for the wiring diagrams, but I'm on my son's computer, my work computer's at work where I'm signed in and everything. Yeah. And I couldn't remember my stinking all data password, so I'm not signed in on this computer, but I like them diagrams better myself, just because that's what I'm more used to. Yeah. That's what I've used more.
All data actually uses the real OEM, like from the actual OEM software.
It's got both.
Usually all data is better, but
it's got redrawn. And
in this case, it didn't show me anything.
But well, that's the thing is all data. Some of the stuff is listed under the wrong section or just poorly placed in their software. I noticed that with like Mercedes, for example, trying to find the fuse box on a Mercedes in their software, in their information, it's in the wrong spot. It's
Yeah, I looked at a Mercedes Thursday, and I was like, I pulled it out, and I was like, I need more time.
Yeah.
If the cooling fan's not working, it's got 4 stinking fuse boxes in the vehicle,
Yeah.
and they give you that little piece of freaking paper you unfold to find, and it's got one that's got a fan on it, and it's a 5 amp.
Yeah.
And the customer says it's blowing a fuse. I can't find no blow fuses. I spent an hour on it looking up diagrams and this and that.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't even want to touch this car, but you're going to have to give me more time or I'm done. I said,
Well, that's the big thing on all the
I'm not
Mercedes.
familiar with it. I mean,
with all the Mercedes, it's actually the resistance on the fan motor itself. They go bad. It'll be working perfectly fine, and then fuse will pop, or it will cut out, or it will stay stuck on. The Mercedes fans are just horrible.
There was another fan in the trunk area or the hatch area, and you could see the one that's in the car has blue writing on it, so it's from a junkyard.
Yeah,
but I think it's probably just going to be the fans drawing too much amperage and blowing a fuse, but I can't even find out what fuse it's blowing yet. So
what happened to the good old days where it was?
Well, have you checked the fuse box that's underneath the seat? Because there's 2 fuses for those fans underneath. Like you're on a van, right?
No, it's like a MKL.
Okay, so it would be in the trunk then.
Or something.
The fuse box in the trunk. There's a 5 amp and a 25 amp that work on those fans, and those ones love to pop.
Yeah.
So
hopefully they just take it somewhere else. I don't want to look at it. I will, but I'm going to I'm going to say 3 more hours. I need 3 hours diag to even dig into it because I don't want to work on Mercedes. I don't.
Well, if you ever get a Sprinter van and you get stuck, call me. I've mastered those things now because I've done so many of them.
Yeah.
I've literally become a master of those turds and how to correct their errors, even rewiring them.
Yeah. I think we've only had, in the 5 years I've been there, we've only had one customer with a Sprinter van.
Lakes, it sounded like me when I get anything other than a Nissan at work.
I work on everything, but man, wiring issues on a Mercedes, goodness, bro. I don't want it.
And that's why they have like specialty shops too when it comes to German cars.
Yeah.
I see a bunch of those over here.
Yeah.
Like nothing but BMW and Mercedes.
The things that drive me crazy on Mercedes is their diesels and their boost pressure loss. There's like 20 things that can cause that boost pressure loss code to go off, and trying to actually pinpoint it down in an hour.
I don't like diesels.
Impossible.
I don't like diesels either.
Whenever someone comes in with that with the boost pressure code, I'm like, it's going to be here with me all day. It's like, what? It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So how's everybody Saturday?
Just a little side work, taking it easy. And then I took the kids to watch the Mario movie a while ago. We just got back.
How was it?
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Bowser gets defeated.
Oh, wow. And my son's getting into Mario.
Yeah.
He's playing that
Super Smash
Mario.
Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the tablet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's getting all into Mario right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just woke up, looked out the window, saw the rain, went right back to bed, didn't wake up till 7 o'clock. I was like, no, I'm taking today off. I'm just gonna sleep.
How long were you all on last night?
Oh God, probably another hour after.
On what? On yours?
On here, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I checked out at what, 3? 2?
So what, you went to the after party and checked out, and they all stayed on for another hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was beat, and I had to get up and go to work today, and I was like,
no, I went to bed, but according to CP, they were up for a little bit extra. So,
well, and I love coming in the stream and talking and stuff, but man, when 6 people get in there, and then the 2 or 3 of them want to get not arguing, but they're all talking at once, and it's like, man,
It's hard.
I'll just sit in the chat, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there are some people that just they want to talk the whole entire stream and they don't stop. It drives me crazy. But I'm not going to drop any names because I'm not that kind of person. But.
And everybody talking over it. It's like, man, if you hear somebody starting to say something, be courteous and stop and let them say something. It's like everybody trying to, too much for me.
Well, the other hard part about doing live stream is trying to keep up with all the people in your chat too, because you got to take time out and stop for them because they're the important ones. They are the important.
Like 2 hours behind on the chat last night. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised. A lot of them people stay around though.
Yeah.
They, once it starts getting real late, then they start dropping off. But I think it's just the entertainment of watching not the dialogue.
How do you make somebody a moderator?
On YouTube. Do you have the YouTube app open?
No, it's like an inch lower.
Yeah.
Like you go to your stream on YouTube itself, and then hover over their comment, and there'll be those little 3 dots. You click on that, and then it'll let you do it.
Hello, Nick.
How's it going, Nick?
Nick. I wonder if McGrogan's gonna show up tonight.
McGrogan.
I love that name.
Has he been in more than once? I only remember hearing it that one night.
Well, we first met him on one of my streams, and then he came on to CP's stream, and he's popped in a couple other streams. He seems to be a normal, wholesome guy, but he just got one of those names that you can't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. I'm thinking of what was it? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Oh my God.
No.
Man.
No,
I saw that one after. I watched that stream afterwards, like after
that young Asian gentleman. He learned rather fast about coming onto people's streams. When I found out what other streams he follows and contacted their streamers about him, and they turned around and said, "Hey, we're going to kick you out if you keep this stuff up in other people's streams." So he literally closed his account.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing. There are people that are such big fans of certain streamers that they poop their pants when they get an email from them or a message from that streamer going, "Hey, we heard what you're doing. We don't play that game," and they just poop their pants like, "I'm done." Like that. The mistake was he showed his face, so I was able to clip it and I put it into the Discord to see. So,
yeah, it's crazy. That I don't even know how people get off to that. It's weird. Like,
well, the only thing you can do,
normal.
Only thing you do is let them have their 2 seconds of fame, laugh at them, block them, and that's it. Like it's free content that they just gave you. So just laugh at them. Don't think anything about it, and just let them have their 2 seconds of fame and block them.
And then CP, good God, what was that?
Yeah.
What's that?
That Asian kid that came into the stream a few nights ago.
Oh,
oh my God! No.
On your stream or CP?
On my stream.
Turner's.
Oh, Turner's.
Yeah, had the Asian kid that came in.
That one was interesting.
How many people we got in here in the?
Yeah, I'm sure it's late.
8
in the chat. I can't see.
8 people.
8 people. Sweet.
8 people.
Getting up there.
8 people and only 6 likes. What's going on here?
Oh,
How you
wait,
doing?
hold up. I'm guilty. There we go. Yeah, I had to freaking work on my own car. I went to go pick up parts because we had the part supposedly, and then they go to pull it. Oh, I can't find it. I'm like, okay, do we have one in town? Yeah, so and so has it. All right. So I go. I'm about 2 minutes away from that dealership. And my CV axle just decided to take a dump.
Oh,
Oh
joy.
man.
So
On your little
the Cobalt.
Cobalt, man. Did it pop out or break or what?
No, it just started binding.
That's pretty funny, Lakeson. You're little. These are both little.
My little what?
How you kept saying you're little.
Oh.
And the Equinox and the Cobalt are both small.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
the Equinox. I really like the Equinox. I didn't want it at first because I was trying to get a Traverse,
Yeah.
but they were giving me some bullshit and need so much down. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. So the Equinox was in my budget, right? And then and I was like, you know what? This thing's actually it's pretty quick. I got the 2.0, not the 1.5. So
That's the thing is I've called the parts store and they're like, we don't have that part. And it's like, well, the inventory's saying it, and the other store says you have inventory. I like, do I have to come down there and go to the shelf myself?
sometimes dealers don't like to sell to other dealers.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a back order part.
I spent just as much time today going to parts stores as I did working on the car. About 3 hours. And I went to Infinity Store. It was it's for 03 G35. It's probably 40 minutes away, and got everything but one of the cam sensor O-rings. I only have one in stock. And
you don't have an O-ring kit?
Yeah, but none of them match up.
Oh shit!
None of them.
You know what I use?
What?
Harbor Freight.
And it'll match up for the cam sensor?
As long as it seals.
As long as it seals. I've got one that's about the same outside diameter, but that it's not as big around in circumference, you know.
Yeah.
And them are kind of tough back in there.
See, so the way I do it, as long as that O-ring is sticking higher than the body of the cam sensor.
Yeah.
Because if it's sticking up above the cam sensor, then it's gonna seal.
Right.
So
but I also
use that
I got to change that crossover pipe that goes from head to head. Yeah. It's leaking.
Oh, you're talking about the water pipe.
Yeah, on the 3.5. And it'll all be open back in there because I'm doing that. So the cam sensor should be easy to get to with all that intake and all that out of the way.
You're working on a what?
2003 Infinity G35.
I fucking hate those. I hate all the rear wheel drive Infinities.
Yeah.
Because the way they have the battery cover, that compartment, so it's not just a straight firewall. It freaking
comes
hugs
out
the engine. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And of course tomorrow's Easter, so I'll be going down to Bedford to be with my mom and stuff.
Yeah. 2.0 is a little harder to find, Nick. Yeah, I got lucky. Because they were trying to put me in a 1.5. I was like, the hell, I want the biggest engine y'all got for that vehicle. I'm not driving around. Hell no. How much is the 2.0? Oh, 32. All right, give me that one. It's $6,000 under my budget. So. But I like it. And plus I needed something quick because I was getting tired of putting the car seat in the coupe. And my son was like 6 months at the time.
I think tomorrow I'm going to throw the differential back, the rear end back into the Sprinter, and pray that my bodge job holds it together for another year.
Ooh,
the price that they want for that rear end, oh my god, that van's not worth that much money.
You can't even get a junkyard.
Nope. Like that's the thing, that the cheapest junkyard after freight that I could find and closest was almost $2,500.
I still need to find a rear end for my daughter's Miata. Everything's freaking hours and hours away that I can find.
What's all wrong with the Miata aside from the diff?
It's just welded, you know. It goes. It just around corners.
It's scooting.
Yeah, and it's a stick shift, and so I'm trying to teach her how to drive it, but it'd just be a lot easier if it had a, regular dip in it.
Yeah.
Was it a track car at one time?
I guess. I don't know for sure.
That's probably why, if it's welded axle, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Miatas are really commonly used for I don't know what you call it.
Drifting.
Oh, they're short track racing too, though.
Yeah.
See, I knew Sergio liked the Nissan.
I mean, it runs good.
He said R35 is one of his dream cars.
Hey, that's kind of funny you say that, unless they're back in the good old days in the 80s, used car dealerships on the manual transmissions, they used to throw sawdust in them. That if the gears were making noise or chatter, they'd throw sawdust in them, and it would mix with oil and it would silence so many trucks and that I saw. Oh, horrible.
So do it.
Horrible.
Do it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's my daughter's.
Just don't let her see you do it.
There you
go. Just take it out behind the shop or in the shop. That'll be fun.
No.
And y'all caught me at a good time because I had just woken up. Last night beat my ass. Man. I think we were on what? Let's see, we were backstage talking for 2 hours after the stream, and the stream was 4 hours. So sitting on my ass for 6 hours.
Wow. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, you guys have chairs. Only time I have a chair is when I'm inside on the couch, but most of the time that I'm streaming, I'm standing on my feet.
Oh, I know. I don't know how you do it.
God. No.
What's the time?
And the bad thing is because I got a double hernia. If I stand too long, the muscles in my legs start to tensen up, and it pulls on the hernia, and it just starts hurting after a while.
Oh.
Ouch.
You gotta be sitting down, Turner. You're always
I gotta
on the
find
go.
a good bar stool. That's what I'm trying to find. Is find a good bar stool somewhere.
You go chop down this tree.
There you go. There's my next short. I'll make a tree in the middle of the bush. I'll make a chair.
You got a lathe?
I'll get the cordless Milwaukee out and
put that thing on a lathe and cone shape it. Put a little bit.
I was gonna make a short. I was gonna make a short of how not to weld yesterday, but I didn't get around to doing it. I was gonna show off my horrible welding skills.
I got under my car today. Oh, because I limped it back to the shop. I drove all through the back streets and stuff with that thing just clack, 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 clack. Oh, like, oh God. Well, but I'm not trying to get stranded out here.
You should.
So I got it up in the air and I'm like, oh my God, my fucking struts are falling apart.
You was out there doing backwards donuts, wasn't you?
No. And then, so y'all know it's crazy, right? My cousin, pops in the stream every now and then. So I call him up. I'm like, hey, dude, I need a favor. I need you to take my axle to AutoZone and get it warrantied out. Because I was still trying to get this van done. And so he takes it and they ask him, are you racing it? Are you hard on it? We see you gotten it done like 3 or 4 times already.
Oh wow.
And he's all racing a Cobalt. Come on now. Like, that's messed up. Why they just gonna assume that?
How many cats you have, Turner?
Huh?
How many cats you have, Turner?
9.
Wow.
9?
Jeez.
Well, what happened is we moved to the property and there was a mummy cat. She had 5 kittens. 3 were girls, 2 were boys. We couldn't catch them in time, so they all got knocked up, but we ended up catching them. and kept getting the kittens. So we had a whole bunch of kittens that we had to foster out, but some of those kittens got out. They got pregnant. So next, we had like 30 kittens at one time that we were trying to raise.
That happened to my grandma's when my grandma had to happen to her at a farm. Yeah. All of a sudden, she's like, "These cats bring." She was getting old. I mean, she's like 92 years old at the time. She goes, "Do they bring their friends home?" I'm like, "No, they're all inbreeding. They're just like popping them out like mice."
So, but we managed to get them all fixed and solved out. But we kept the ones that have special needs, the ones that most people won't want to adopt. Like we have a couple that have brain damage from fever and stuff like that.
Oh shit!
Got Gumpy, a little one. She's half Mancoon, but she's the size of a bread loaf, and that's because her spine was twisted. So I had to work with her to straighten her spine out. But when she runs, she's like a drift car. Her butt goes to the left. Like,
dog walking, cat walking.
No, I love them. They're my babies.
And all your kids are out the house already, right?
Yeah, I only had one, so
you only have one.
Yeah, she's all grown up. One was enough for me. I don't think I could do another one. Ooh. But I also helped raise my brothers and sisters' kids. There was a point in time in Calgary. I had my brother and sister, they all just dropped their kids on me, and I ended up having a house of like 6 kids at one time.
Holy.
No, and then I had all the neighborhood kids living with me pretty much because I had all the kids had all the good toys in the house, so everyone in the neighborhood had to come over. Like, so how many kids am I feeding tonight?
How long ago did my daughter say she was going to go to 7-Eleven?
Had to have been about 45 minutes by about now.
It's 2.5 miles from my house. She just pulled up with my radio jamming. I know my seats moved way freaking close, so I'm gonna get stuck getting in tomorrow. My mirrors are all gonna be moved. And she probably still forgot my fucking Snickers bar.
Snickers.
Yeah, if you're talking about those JWC Tech, if you're talking about those PEX pliers, yeah, I returned them. And
what's wrong with them?
I ordered from Amazon. I was trying to get some like heater hose remover pliers.
Yeah.
And I ordered the wrong thing, or they sent me the wrong thing.
I saw that. I did see that.
But I did order
pliers.
Yeah, PEX pliers. I opened it up. I was like, what?
I mean, they look kind of similar.
Yeah, but they go backwards. They squeeze together instead of squeezing apart. But I did order some of those pliers that CP did the short on them. Electrical connector pliers.
Oh, you got some?
Yeah.
I ordered them off of Tool Discounters.
What do they run?
I think it's like 20 something.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah. So we'll see if they show up.
I can't believe they freaking sold out like that. That was crazy. 45 minutes for 2 miles, man.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be pretty handy pliers though.
Yeah. I know I've needed those damn things a few times where I'd bust out my push pin pliers.
Yeah.
And then just the backs, I would just demolish the connector and then shit my pants. Oh fuck.
Yeah. I use like spark plug boot pliers is what I usually use when I can't get one.
Yeah. I'm infamous for using my dental picks on everything.
And sometimes I'll take like a little pocket screwdriver and stick in the connector and just twist it to where it pulls, pushes it up. Yeah. Where you can pull it out that way.
Sometimes when the connectors are so old, it's scary.
Yeah. And I tried that little trick the other day. You see the videos of when that's broken, you can put a zip tie in there.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to work.
No.
Only on certain connectors it works.
Yeah.
The zip tie's all loose in there.
Yeah, it was loose. Yeah. Now maybe if you had a big thick one like for duct work or something.
Yeah.
Well, another trick that I use, I have spray adhesive, not spray adhesive. It's non-conductive and it doesn't interfere with electronics. If the customer doesn't want to pay for replacing it, I'll just spray it with the spray adhesive and I'll stick it together, and it gives enough hold, but it doesn't permanently bond it.
Well, I must be telling on myself. I just take a little dab of silicone and put it right in the corner of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that works too.
It's still a pain in the ass if you got to take it back off though.
Yeah.
At that point, I mean, you're replacing the connector.
Yeah.
But sometimes we got to cover our ass like that.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about being a technician. You never know what you're gonna run into.
Yeah.
What's gonna break?
Sure.
Hell, I've had. I don't know if y'all ever done compressors on Sentras, but one of the bolts likes to break inside the oil pan.
Yeah.
On the compressor. We have to drill that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got that bracket that wraps around the oil pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to drill that out. One time,
all's good, sir.
I broke off an extractor in there.
Oh my!
But it broke off about an inch in, so I was able to make like 4 threads.
Yeah,
that's how deep it was. I made 4 threads and just snugged it.
Yeah,
I ship it like that. Ain't seen it back. So
rubbing alcohol to spray on it.
I made a video on that way back then. Of course, that was before I got shut down. I had a bunch of good videos up that I lost. Like you could tell they were earlier videos because I was careless on what I posted.
Yeah.
Real careless.
Yeah, I'm probably every once in a while I'll see myself getting a license plate in there or something. Mm-hmm. Or like if I'm showing an RO and I see a customer's name, I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah. No, the thing I hate the most is when you're tapping and the tap breaks off, but it breaks off like a couple millimeters below.
Yes.
God.
Well, they've got a tool to remove the taps. You know, if your tap breaks off, they got a tap remover tool.
Yeah, I got one of those, but I find it actually damages the threads when it pulls it out.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get that sucker out of there. Yeah. One way or the other, it's got to come out.
Yeah.
Breaking extractors, because aren't those hardened steel?
Yeah.
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 So you can't drill them out.
Like a tap.
Nope.
Yeah, I've tried drilling a drill out.
Couldn't break. That's the last thing you want to break off in holes, an extractor or a tap.
Yeah, for sure.
I've broken the drill bit off, and I couldn't get that thing drilled out either.
That's a pretty good deal.
Oh yeah, it is. All those coolant vacuum fillers are pretty much all the same. I know the Mac one and the Macco are very, 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 very similar. Just the Mac one has an extra valve.
Yeah, I still see JT using a funnel, man.
I know.
What are you doing, bro?
So hell, some of the Nissans. So Nissan doesn't want us using those funnels.
Yeah.
They require us to use that vacuum.
Yeah.
Some of the Nissans, if you use the funnel, you're going to overheat.
Yeah.
I use the funnel on older vehicles. I don't use the vacuum in the newer vehicles. On the older vehicles, I mean.
Yeah. On the ones that still overheat with the funnel, you can keep refilling the coolant reservoir, and it'll eventually get rid of the air pockets. But
yeah,
I mean, a customer is not going to know that.
Now, on your Cobalt, does it have the burp hole on the radiator, passenger side, top of the radiator, like the Cruises?
I want to say no.
I don't think the Cobalt has it.
Yeah, no. On that one, I vacuumed it down.
Yeah, if I have a adapter, I use that vacuum on everything.
Yeah. Hell, I went on a mission one time because the Nissan Kicks, has a different fucking filler neck.
Yeah,
coolant reservoir.
Yeah, you went to Harbor Freight.
So small. Yeah, I had. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
went to Harbor Freight, And then I spent maybe 2 hours on the truck with my Mac guy, and we were going through every freaking fitting he had, and finally we found one
Yeah.
that'll work.
The shop has a great big kit with like 20 different adapters. Every once in a while, I'll use that if I don't have an adapter, but that I don't like that thing at all. But
what's weird is that the big master kit that they had on the truck, it didn't have that adapter in it.
Wow.
So we're going through all his loose ones.
Yeah. M. Leisner, the funnel that's got the shut off on it. I think I seen that on. I think that was JT had that funnel with the shut off on his video. If I still use the funnel, I would definitely buy that.
Off valve?
Yeah, instead of the plug that goes in there and plugs it, it's got a shut off valve on it, and it's got a handle on it.
Oh,
that's pretty nifty.
They have coolant. They have oil funnels like that too.
Yeah.
Where you put it up to the valve cover, and you just pull the trigger, and it just dumps the oil.
Wow. Probably one of my least used tools. Well, it's a funnel. It's an oil funnel kit I bought off the Snap-on truck. You know, it screws into the valve covers, different adapters. I don't ever use it.
The Frosty's got a good point here.
So you use the one. What do you use then?
I just use a funnel and the big jug. You know, just we have big totes, like 150-gallon totes of oil.
Yeah.
So I just got a big white 7 or 8 quart thing. We just dump it in there, and I just use the funnel.
But I mean, since I work on only Nissan, I bought that. I think it's the same funnel you're talking about. That it has a little adapter.
Yeah.
That screws in, and so the funnel doesn't move.
Yeah.
I use that, and then of course I got that. It's like a 6.5 quart jug.
Yeah. Who we got there? I can't hardly see on my phone.
It's the Cajun. That's a raging.
Raging Cajun. What's going on?
Oh, not in the truck today, huh?
It's a beaver grinning and the wheels are spinning.
Oh, you're in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I seen you made the comment about those pliers. So I bought them from Tool Discounters, and they was the actual Lyle pliers.
Uh-huh. I guess they were giving away 5 sets of them on Instagram.
Oh wow!
And I was one of the lucky ones to get one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You won it?
I won one of the sets.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. Where you at right now, Richard?
Groveport, Ohio.
Ohio.
All the way up there.
One state over from me.
Yeah, we were actually able to drop the trailer today and go to a few stores.
Nice. And how long you been doing that? How long you been trucking?
Going on 9 years.
Oh, nice.
The wife's been doing it for well over 13.
Oh, so she got you in. She got you into it then.
No, I didn't meet her until 3 or 4 years into my career.
Okay.
Oh.
But I did meet her out here.
That's crazy how people meet.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So what we got in the chat? Let me see. Be careful. I think it is pretty decent, but you got to upgrade with extra adapters.
Snack time. Cookie dough.
You eat it raw?
Uh-huh.
Oh. I can only eat like 1 or 2 spoonfuls of cookie dough. And then it starts.
You know, all the cookie dough and the dough you buy to make cookies that's already pre-cut.
Yeah.
At Walmart, it used to always say, "Do not eat raw."
Yeah.
And now it says you can cook or eat raw on the front of the package. It's like, 2 years ago, you was telling us not to, and now you're telling us it's okay.
And you got restaurants selling like what is it? Dairy Queen sells raw cookie dough blizzards,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Where city did you?
I remember my
That
grandma
stuff
used
is
to make 2 batches of cookie dough. She'd have one that all of us could eat, and the other one she'd hide so she could bake them.
Yeah.
And who was that? Your
My grandmother.
oh, okay.
No, everyone in the family was so guilty of going in and stealing her cookie dough. So she started secretly making 2 batches.
That's cool. Let's see.
So JWC text asking Raging, which city did you hit Harbor Freight in?
Oak Grove, Ohio.
Oak Grove, Ohio.
It's like maybe 10 miles away from us.
Coolant retention. That's the one that I was talking about yesterday.
All right, who's going to pronounce that word? Rat. I don't even know what he's talking about.
On
Rat-
which comment? Oh,
Rat Kit Ultra.
Rad Kit Ultra.
You got me.
I'm not even going to try.
Wise tools and look at the recipe, but it's expensive. But if you have to drill one out, it's supposed to do it. Huh. Yeah, that's why I don't like dealing with rusted cars though. I feel like every time I deal with the rusted vehicle, I snap a bolt. It's always a damn exhaust bolt or something.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I'd get
trusting
one.
the whole way.
Get one of those those little heater things that they have for bolts, but they're expensive. Those conductive heaters.
Yeah.
God,
I've been thinking about getting one.
they seem to work really good, but the price of them, holy cow!
I mean, you can put a high temp torch on it and do about the same thing.
The thing is, the torch is inconvenient. These inductive heaters, they're right there, instant, no gas needed. That's the thing. Torches, gas costs money,
You could bend the wires in a certain way to get in a tight spot.
and you don't have to worry about blowing up the fuel tank.
Have y'all ever had any vehicle fires that you were?
We've had a few of them.
Have I ever had a car caught on fire on me?
I have.
Hell yeah.
It's always been brake clean being sprayed on a vehicle with plug wires. I think we had 3 of them at the shop.
Oh, I brought in an old Chevy 1-ton pickup truck years ago. It had dual batteries and all that. Came in for a charging system check, and as I was driving in the shop, the battery popped because it was way overcharging.
Oh shit!
It started flaming up, man. And I'm like, oh shit! I put it reverse, backed out. It's in the parking lot. Flames coming out of the freaking hood. They call 911. I run out there with an extinguisher. I'm going from up underneath the car. All this shit. I kept it under control until the fire department showed up.
Yeah, at least you got it out of the shop. That's the main thing.
Well, that's where my toolbox is. I don't give a shit about the shop, just my toolbox.
I was
My favorite fire was I had a customer. He had just bought a Dodge camper van, and he got these Dodge headers. And I said, these aren't going to fit in there. They're not going to fit. And he's like, oh, put them in anyway. So I put them in, and his doghouse literally caught on fire while he was driving home.
Oh shit!
Like I said, they won't fit. They won't work. He's oh, just put them in. Okay.
I was getting a fuel sample.
Who makes a $600 coolant refiller?
Snap on.
Snap on.
What is it? That vacuum thing?
Yeah.
That thing's $600 now.
That's what JWC Tech's saying.
Your master kit, that's $600 now?
Master kit, there ain't no way that's 600. That's probably way more than that if it's the master kit.
Refiller. We're talking refiller.
The refiller. That Ratatouille Ultra Ratatouille thingy.
I've never heard that name, but mine just has 4. Mine's a Snap-on, but it just has 4 attachment adapters.
That's what I have.
I think it was, I don't know, close to 300 or something when I bought it.
You know what upsets me on a lot of these? So I have the Matco one, which it didn't come with any of the adapters. So in order for me to get the adapters, I bought the coolant pressure tester, which came with some adapters.
You know what? I think that's what it is, because I have both of them Snap-on.
Yeah.
I don't think the refiller didn't come with any adapters, but the pressure tester came with 4. That's what it is.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Somebody's giving me the shits now.
$944. That sounds more.
That doesn't surprise me after seeing their little hex bit, Torx bit with 3 triple square set for almost $1,100. 38 piece set.
Or that stupid little bitty bit set for $900 or something.
See, I was thinking about CPS.
So this explains everything about Turner.
Oh my!
The solvent that I bought said non-flammable. It was middle of the winter. It happened to me two times in my life. Middle of winter, cleaned a whole bunch of parts and that. Started welding, and my clothes were saturated with it. One spark came off, and next you know, I start catching on fire. So off comes the coveralls and the pants, the socks, everything. And the best one was the one I had to drive past 2 school zones to get home. The last time that I had to do it, and I was in my underwear, and I'm going, "Yep, this is the day a cop's gonna pull me over."
I haven't caught on. Oh, I did catch on fire. I got done cleaning I got done rebuilding the transmission, so I'm over here brake cleaning my freaking DeWalt. Well, at the time, that DeWalt was a brushed motor. And I accidentally hit the trigger. It sparked. My whole hand caught on fire. Oh shit! Table caught on fire. But the one that the vehicle caught on fire, I caught my homeboy on fire. So I'm all, help me get a fuel sample. So he has the bottle, and then he has the fuel line. As soon as I turned the key, something sparked, and fuel shot over the injector harness on the Titan. Caught that thing on fire, caught his arm on fire. Oh, I see him take off. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, he's on fire. What the fuck? So I'm like running after him to try to help him out. And then he gets himself put out. We look back at the truck, and this thing's just, whoo, I'm like, oh, fuck. And we haul ass, go get the fire extinguisher. And then we got the blame. They blamed it on us.
I've had a car catch on fire twice on me in 28 years of doing the business, and I've caught myself on fire once, basically in the same method that CP caught himself on fire while he was alive.
While he was what?
He was alive and he caught on fire. That was the funniest shit I ever saw. All of a sudden, he's like, "I'm on fire! Shit, I'm on fire!" He's jumping his ass all around.
Oh, he was live?
Yeah, he had the heater too close to the back of his whatever he was wearing, and it caught the shit on fire.
I caught his jacket on fire.
I did the same shit with the torpedo heater. With
When
like,
was
I don't
it?
know, what it's nylon or
Sometime
plastic.
last
You
year.
cut the coat, but I caught my coat on fire. All of a sudden, I'm like, God damn, it's getting hot in this garage. And I had a torpedo heater sitting on a coffin freezer. And all of a sudden, I realized I'm on fire. I'm melting. That's why I'm so freaking hot. So I take my coat off, stomp it all out and shit.
Man, see, I hate that I'm so late to the party.
I blew my face up once. I singed my whole face and my top of my head once.
You want a tire?
No, really stupid. I was really stupid.
See my underwear there.
Chevy S10, a Chevy S10 with a 2.2 liter, I think it was, 4-cylinder. I was doing a timing chain on it. I couldn't get the cam gear off. It wouldn't break loose. The bolt would not break loose. So of course, you'll throw some heat at it, right? The blue wrench always works. And I'm an idiot because I was in the car when I pushed it in, and the guy had like 4 cans of starting fluid on the floor of the passenger seat. Like floorboard there. And I'm even standing there. I got the front cover off the engine and everything. I got up on the hoist, so I'm working on it from like up underneath. I'm smelling everything, right? I smell the starting fluid coming out oil pan. And my dumbass still takes a torch and goes like this, comes up in there, and all of a sudden it just goes whoof, right in my face. I'll tell you what, as fast as I ever dropped the torch and got the hell away from a car.
Last time I caught myself on fire, that's my Snap-on hoodie. I was welding some exhaust, and I guess a hot piece went down in my pocket. I burnt the crap out of my pocket.
Frosty saw that too, and he caught himself on fire.
Dude.
Yeah, no, that happens to me a lot. I'm always getting hot slag in my overall pockets all the time. Somehow it just manages to get in there.
Well, Shannon, I'd love to tell you what live stream that's on. He still has it up. I just don't remember exactly what one it's on. You'd have to like join one of his live streams and ask.
We're gonna have to go in, find it, clip it, and make a couple shorts of it. That's what we're gonna have to do. That will be fun.
I'm on the hunt right now. I want to.
Yeah, we have to clip it and make some shorts.
It's probably about 18 months ago.
I think I said the church was at 11.
See,
You think?
1 year
I
ago.
have to look at my messages. I think
He would know which one it
CP's
was.
sleeping because he knows the Easter Bunny comes tomorrow.
He said he was wearing overalls.
He's got
Uh-huh.
I don't remember what caught on. Some jacket or some coat he was wearing. Some shit caught on fire. So it was in the colder month of the year. It's going to be.
I think it was on the back of his chair.
Yeah, it's going to be during the time in which he'll be using a heater. But did you see that? Raging?
Yeah.
How long ago did you see this?
Sometime last year. He would know which one. You'll be there. You'll be searching for a month before you find that clip.
Well, I'm hoping that I see a comment about it.
Yeah, JWC's. He screamed, "I'm on fire!" Well, I've teased CP on his recent live, well, like maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 live streams ago. I teased him about it, and he threw it up. He threw the thing up in his live stream, so he knows exactly which one it is.
In my imagination, I'm just picturing CP catching on fire, and then I'm picturing some church fanatic up on stage. Hallelujah, I'm on fire. No. God.
That's the first time I've ever seen anybody catch on fire on live stream. So if somebody says CP is not the first to do something, fuck you, he was.
Well, it's bound to happen eventually on one of my live streams because things just love to go wrong on me.
Yep, I think Frosty's right. They're talking about waste oil shop heaters, and his jacket caught on fire.
How ironic.
we got video cameras in our shop, and so I've got video of two of the fires where people were spraying brake clean, and that one of them, the brake clean can caught on fire. Then he threw the brake clean can, and it started leaking, and it's just rolling across the shop, just spitting out fire everywhere. It was funny.
See, I wish I would have met y'all all last year.
God damn it! So you been busier at Shop Fluff?
We were in the beginning of the week, and then we died out on Wednesday. We got some cold weather that came through, and
yeah, the big
these Texas people do not like cold weather. They like to stay in. Well, I
Yeah.
hit my 40. I hit my 40 for the first time in. Actually, this will be the second time this year that I hit 40 hours.
Well, I don't even want to say nothing then. I probably got 40 hours sitting at the shop for me already for next week.
Oh fuck!
I'm not kidding you. I have at least 8 or 9 tickets sitting on my hook right now. Plus, we're loaded with appointments for all next week.
I hit 50 hours about 3 weeks ago, and then the very next week after that, I hit 9 hours.
I had 82 last week.
Yeah,
9 hours, bro. Woo.
he had a big FUD hat on that night. What's a FUD hat?
Elmer
Elmer
Fudd.
Fudd. Elmer
Oh,
Fudd
Elmer
hunting hat.
You still with your little wabbit?
But he doesn't have the
Yeah.
thumbnail.
All I know is them Texans are weird. I remember when I was younger, I was at the U.S. Canadian border, and there's some
That's
Texan
enough
guy in the
Bible.
middle of summer wanted to come up into Alberta, and he just, I just bought 4 brand new snowmobiles. How much farther do I got to go to see the snow so I can test them? I'm like, dude, this is in the middle of summer. You're going to be driving for a long time to find snow. No.
Did I go too far? I see other people on this channel. Do y'all know what month it might have been? Let me see. This is July 30th, 2021. Oh, I went way too far back.
God, I wish I would have known what video it is.
August.
I don't even know what minute period it was. He knows exact time, date, everything.
Whose channel are you looking at?
CPs.
He caught a cell phone fire
Yeah. That's
on live stream.
Frosty's looking.
Oh, is he? Let's see, that's 10 months ago.
No. No. See, this is what you call good times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're all looking to see CP on fire.
Oh, yeah. Hey, if it was recorded, we have to see it.
Watching, it's just because it's humorous. It doesn't mean we're not
Hey, if we,
or anything like that, man.
if we find it, we should all do some editing on it and post it on our pages.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And
I'll clip it.
tag him in it, you know.
Yeah. I'll clip him.
He'll be getting like 5 or 6 tags of different videos edited in different ways.
Oh God.
Trolls and haters and negative people, liberals.
Liberals.
No. No, we'll have a little secret competition. Who can make the best short? Make the best short out of it.
Reenact it.
We won't tell CP that we're keeping score.
Yeah, I've had some pretty good luck making some shorts, man. So I made a stupid short that got 1.4 million views.
Yeah, I saw that. That's like that's a unicorn. Jesus.
Looking at the one that says guest tools dealer.
I still thought the best short I ever put up was
That's the one I'm
left
looking
his
at
cell
right now,
phone
too.
in the frame of his car. And, the idiot comments. I mean, people did not watch that short. Obviously, the idiot comments that I get, like, "Oh, you should have diagnosed the car first." Blah blah blah. Dude, the starter was half hanging out. He stripped the freaking top bolt of the starter out. He broke the freaking solenoid off. He asked me to put a starter in the car. So I did.
Yeah.
Once it was in, he already jacked it all up. Once I unjacked what he did and found a cell phone, it still didn't start, but it sounded like it wanted to start. So I undid the belt and I'm like, oh, AC compressor's locked. And it started right up.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you're an idiot. You should have diagnosed it first. That's one thing I love about YouTube. Love the,
Yeah.
the stupid comments. It's like, did you watch the video? I mean, I kind of explained the fact that and showed the customer already busted the shit out of his stuff on the side of the road. He got pissed off and frustrated, and he brought it to us.
Yeah, if the starter's hanging, how you gonna diagnose the car?
Exactly.
That's okay. I one of my first live streams, I was working on an old Ranger, and when I went and put the spark plug back in the order, I used the old '80s firing order on it, not the changed order for. Like I used the old like
When you're 18, you become a mechanic, and when you're 42, you become shop foreman. When you're 65, you retire, and when you're 72, you die.
Yeah.
1-843-6572.
Yeah.
That was firing order of every Chevy V8 out there.
Yep.
And Ford V8s too, even though they numbered their cylinders.
No, this was those little little 6-cylinder rail, little 6-cylinder, but because it had the electronic ignition, electronic spark on it, the cylinder 3 and 5 are different.
3 and 6.
3 and 6 are different. And so
One
I
and
fired.
four,
I'm like,
two,
why is this
five,
thing running?
three,
Why is this thing running rough? No, I'm sitting there on the stream going, sounds like crap. What did I do wrong?
Ones that had individual coils.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 143625.
Yeah.
Or 142536.
And I'm just sitting there. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And I'm sitting there beating myself up. No.
If we made shorts out of CP catching himself on fire, I don't know if he'd like us.
He doesn't have a choice. You don't have a choice.
If it's already on there and it's already public.
Yep.
That's
as long as we do it. As long as we do it in good taste.
Yes, in good taste. You are correct, Turner.
That's the thing. Yeah, he'll see the humor, and if he doesn't, too bad.
And if he sees all of us do it,
there's no choice but to smile. It'd be like fucking that damn Dave Turner, Fluffy. What the hell?
huh?
No, I said CP would be like Dave Turner, Fluffy. What the hell? I was on fire, man. Oh, you're still here though.
Better ask him first.
Have anybody as a guest?
No, I think he'll get the humor in it.
I think we got a couple people looking here. It looks like Raging might be looking too.
Love that guy. Better ask.
I'm trying to remember which one it was.
They were talking about waste oil heaters. I know that, but he's thrown it up on recent live streams. I'm just trying to remember which one he might have thrown it up on.
Hey, Sergio, you're still young. You got lots of time to catch yourself on fire yet.
Wasn't that one?
I'll burn myself. Oh, that one. The first video I saw of CP, he was talking about air impacts over cordless, and I was like, "Yep, that's my guy. That's my boy."
Hardly ever use cordless impacts.
I tried. Turner, you seen that one where I bounced off the bolt?
Yeah, that the electric are bad about that. They want to bounce back off.
Yeah, you got to push on them.
Why is that?
Why?
Why is that? What's with the electrical mechanism that it wants to bounce off of it?
So the hammer, it's like a squared lug chuck type deal. So it's sprung. So when it hits, it does that, and then it bounces back to
Yep.
be able to hit the other lug,
Yeah.
and it just keeps springing back and forth. And
So
that's why,
it's the momentum of that coming back
yeah.
that's making
I
it.
watched a fellow YouTuber today do a video doing a particular job on a Honda where he had to get the crank bolt out. And he's sitting there saying, let's see if this snap on 18 volt, blah, blah, can take it off. And he's sitting there going, and he's holding this, and it wasn't coming off for him. And I'm thinking, you have no idea what the magic of a weighted socket is.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
You just throw that weighted socket on impact, wham, it comes right
I put a
off.
weighted socket on a 3/8 stubby, and it'll zap it off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Throw the weighted socket is golden.
Yeah.
Well, see that's the secret to the video that I made where I took off the crank pulley
It
bolt
was older and fluffy.
with my little 3/8. But all my larger sockets have weights in the bottom of them.
Cheater.
I make my sockets work out. You know, I can get shit off with a snap-on socket. I can't get off with that freaking Max socket. Just simply because the Max socket is lighter.
Well, so that's the thing. The
weight actually makes a difference.
The cheap Chinese impact sockets work better for busing stuff because they are thicker walled and they're a heavier material.
Well, the weight definitely makes a difference.
Oh yeah.
I had that issue today. I was doing a motor mount on the same one that I had to go pick up parts on. So Lakes, you know what I'm talking about on RV6 front wheel drive, how you have the 18 on top by the radiator for the motor mount.
Yeah.
So I usually use my 1/2-inch impact with a extension that goes to a 3/8 drive. And then I put my expert socket on there. Usually it works.
Yeah.
This one I'm hammering, rocking it forward, back. I couldn't get the thing to bust off. So I put a breaker bar on it. I can't even get it to bust. I'm like, what the? This thing is on there. I threw my 1/2-inch, a regular 1/2-inch, 10-inch extension with my precision torque Mac socket, and it came off like that.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I'm over here beating up the damn nut for no reason. But that reducer extension is just thin. I think that's where I was just losing all my torque.
Yeah.
I never expect those nuts to be that tight though.
Right.
Yeah, I can't find this video.
I'm still looking.
I thought I sent CP a link. So I resent it. He's probably sleeping though. 'Cause I know he can find it.
Cause what?
I know he'll find it if he jumps in, but
Oh, he's probably got it saved.
Yeah. I might have to hop on his channel one of these.
maybe he removed it and edited it and removed it, and maybe he just has it saved.
I'll take a day off on a Friday from streaming and just jump into his channel. What the hell? Hey,
Oh god.
Yeah.
there's a Subaru guy on his channel in this one.
Mr. Subaru.
Turner's favorite YouTuber.
Yeah.
If it's Mr. Subaru, you're way too far back. I don't think he caught himself on fire at all when he's talking to Mr. Subaru.
Man, he's had a bunch of people on his fucking streams.
Uh-huh.
JWC Tech, I think they still are kind of on a friendly basis. They just know they are too much alike, and that's why they have disagreements. So they don't communicate that much, I guess is a good way to say it. I shouldn't say anything because I don't know that well.
This guy polishing his teeth.
What's that?
The one where he starts off the stream and he's squirting water on his teeth and
I missed that. I didn't see that one.
He's definitely done some crazy stuff on live stream or videos.
I didn't buy no new tools this week.
I miss buying tools.
I go through withdrawal if I go too long without it. Like
Yeah,
wait
that's
Sunday morning, and the kids will be like, "Where you going?" I'm going to Home Depot or Lowe's or some shit. Why?
I,
I'm gonna buy something.
I've bought some tools within the past couple months, but nothing crazy. Like I've bought stuff that I've needed versus just buying stuff to show off on the channel and shit.
Yeah.
Like I finally got myself a good set of stubby wrenches, stubby ratcheting wrenches.
What'd you go with?
The Precision Torque.
Yeah.
I got a deal on them. It was like $220.
Yeah, my stubbies are gear wrench that I've had forever.
Not because I got a deal on them because I traded in the expert. I had an expert set, but it skipped. It skipped like it had 10, 12, 14, 15, 17, and 19. I didn't have an 18 in there.
Oh wow.
So I traded it in and now I got 6. I got 6 through 19 in the stubby on the
Nice.
Precision Torque. So I bought that and then I bought a lead set with the larger clamps for that one that I couldn't figure out. So I was gonna do a parasitic draw. Usually I use small alligator clamps, but I was like, nah, I need the big ones.
Yeah.
I
So
usually use my Power Pro hook for parasitic draw tests.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
have
use.
to hand it out to Power Pro. My bottom part of my lead set, one of the clamps broke.
Yeah, me too.
I reached out. Yours broke?
Yeah.
Reach
I can't
out.
find that nowhere.
Huh?
Well, over in the UK you can, but
No, reach out to Power Pro. They sent me it for no cost at all. All they want to know is my address. I just got it in the mail yesterday.
really.
Yes, I had popped the plug on and pop a new one on, and I have my 2 new leads.
Wow.
Reach
Wow.
out to him. He told me he had 4 sets left.
Oh shit.
I'm like, I don't owe you. I'm willing to pay for them. And he's like, no, this is a discontinued tool. Thank you for supporting Power Pro. We'll send it out to you. Give us your mailing information. I gave him my mailing information. Showed up in the mail.
So where did you contact him through?
I went on powerpro.com. I think it said contact us. I think you have to leave them like an email about what your issue is.
Yeah.
And is there anything they can do about it? And they will get back to you.
Because I asked where I could get a pair on the YouTube, Power Pro YouTube channel, but they never got back with me.
They took probably about 36 hours to get back to me. They got back to me, and I gave my information, and they said no. Once we're out of these, we're out of these. We'll gladly send you a set.
Yeah, I'll have to do that when I get
They
off.
told me they had like four or five sets left.
Yeah.
Shannon, that was a solution called Stop Squill from BG. So we apply it on the surface of the pad and let it soak in.
What is it, graphite?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never used it on the face of the pads like that.
I use it all the time.
You remember when I commented on
It used
that
to be
video,
illegal.
deleted the comment, and you was like, "I seen you commented, but you deleted it."
Yeah.
I think I said something like, "What are you putting on the front of that pad, bro?" And I was like, "Hold on, he knows what he's doing. I'm going to erase this because I don't want to sound like an idiot."
Chef's in the house tonight.
Honestly, I didn't know that you guys were
I
using
guess-
stuff on brake pads till like I started watching you guys on YouTube.
I guess
I've
there
never
is,
seen
I
that stuff
guess,
in my life.
I guess there are night owls. Chef Trade
Oh yeah.
3 just left a comment.
Yeah, I've been using that stuff for
I think
about
he's in
10
our
years.
time zone. My time zone. I think he's in my time zone.
The reason why I'm such a believer in it is because when I was in Express, countless cars would come in, brake squealing. We'd sell them that for an hour. We would literally just take the pads off, put the solution on, slap them back on, and test drive it.
Oh, really?
Squeak was
Yes,
on.
that's the thing is like in the heavy duty industry that would get really expensive because our brake pads are a little bit on the large side. So,
Well,
like
see,
that's the
one
thing is
bottle
I don't do enough small cars to ever have seen that stuff before. So.
will last me 10 brake jobs.
Well, some of our brake shoes are 10 inches wide by about 20 inches.
Yeah.
So that would get expensive using that stuff.
I've tried it on brake shoes and it shit. The
Yeah.
brake shoes don't absorb it.
Yeah, did you guys know they sell the Power Probe at Harbor Freight now?
Seen it. Yep,
Yeah, I
I've
heard
seen it.
that.
They're starting to carry everything. My Harbor Freight, which is right next door to where I work, it's just down the street from where I work. They actually have that new attachment, which I have no use for them, but is it one's up? It's a Power Probe 3. I think one reads amperage,
Huh.
and one reads duty cycle or some shit.
Well, I mean, the hook does all that.
That's why I don't need it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy that. For my Power
Does the
Probe.
hook read temperature?
Huh?
No.
Have
No.
y'all got that temperature reader?
Yeah, I didn't really see a practical use for it. I mean,
AC work?
yeah, I got my infrared gun and I got my thermometer, you know.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I've thought about the short finder too, but that just doesn't seem.
Yeah, I borrowed a buddy's one time. I don't know if I just wasn't using it right or what, but
The short finder?
yeah,
It sounds too good to be true.
yeah. Now I did watch Power Probe's video of them using it, and they make it look good. But when I used it, I didn't have.
But they were doing it on a board
You
True.
talk about like the ETC 2000 or 3000.
for the short finder. Follow the short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first one was a 2000. Now they got the 3000.
Do you have
works
one?
Well, it works well, but you have to put the signal you're sending in at one end or another of the circuit you're trying to find the short in, but you have to disconnect that circuit from the vehicle. You can't have anything going from the vehicle. Can't be the car cannot be doing anything with that circuit.
See,
Yeah.
so that would be impractical for me because if I know there's
It
a
has
short
to
in that
fuse-
circuit.
It's probably great for guys with trailers and shit that work on a lot of
Yeah.
trailers.
That sounds like if you're trying to repair the circuit.
Here in Michigan, In the Rust Belt, when I have a problem, I pretty much just with common sense can say, hey, I have a break in a wire between there and there. I live in the Rust Belt. Okay, check the car out on the where's the wires run? They run through the inside of the car, they run underneath the car. And I'm gonna look for where there's gonna be a lot of water intrusion. After I look for spots where it could possibly have been rubbed through.
Yeah. If we got a short in the
But
circuit,
I find a lot of shit
on
here,
harvest.
like on the driver's side of the car, under the driver's floorboard.
Yeah.
Or like in the, what do you call that little panel that when you close the door you pull it up.
Kick plate, or well,
The A-pillar panel or whatever you want to call it.
The door sill or something.
Yeah, sill panel. I find a lot of shit sometimes rotted up under there because they just soak that shit.
Yeah, like on the Ford trucks, the older ones on the passenger side, right in front of that where it goes up into the cab, the front of the cab shape there, you find a lot of breaks in there.
The 3000 is a good tool. You got to know how to use it properly. It's got its uses. I don't even know what those go for these days.
Me neither.
I think they're about $400. Well, with the whole power probe plus that. And actually, I saw on Amazon they have a Power Probe 4 with the short finder in it.
Wow.
The whole kit, the whole master kit. And thinking about actually giving a Power Probe away on the next giveaway.
Yep. This is the reason why I stopped actually buying Snap-on ratchets. I had a couple of them. Same thing. I kept snapping them. My pro point that I got from Princess Auto has not broken yet, and it's like 6 years old.
How you keep snapping the Snap-on ratchets? Those are the strongest ratchets I have.
No, they're not. They're not. They're next. They're next on the 24-inch are too thin. I've snapped mine many a times. That's why I stopped buying. That's why I just turned and said I'm tired of warranting it and sent them in. No, it's I switched over to a made in Canada brand and haven't gone back.
We got the Power Pro 4 with the
4 is a good tool too.
Yeah, the 4 you can do a little bit more than the Maestro.
Well, the 4 you can actually do the diesel injectors on it, and it's I find the 4 is that works better than the hook for the diesel injectors.
Dude, I can take my freaking 1/2-inch Snap-on ratchet and put a 3-foot-long fence post over the end of it
and jump up and down on it.
Yeah, jump up and down on it. Damn thing don't break.
I don't know. Well, I'm talking about the swivels. I've broken my swivel.
I don't give a damn.
My swivel just use
the hell out of it. Nothing's ever broke on me.
I've snapped my Snap-on just taking a bolt off without a pipe on it. Just broke that thing right at the swivel.
That's 271 with the 4.
Yeah. No,
wow.
No, that's a 3.
Oh, that's with the 3.
Yeah, that's a 3.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but that 3 don't really do nothing.
Don't do nothing, but I mean, if you're just using it just to check power and ground, but the 4 for 450, because the 4 by itself is what, 300?
Yeah,
330 maybe.
Who was that? I seen had the Power Probe 1 in a video the other day. Real popular YouTuber. Dang it, brain part.
Was it Super Mario Diagnostics?
Scanner Danner?
No. He's got his own shop, and his wife's in the videos a lot. And then they got they'll go out shooting and stuff.
You talk about South Main Auto.
Yeah, South Main Auto. I really like
There
that
you go.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. Hey, Fluffy, that green one that was up there, that little top thing,
This one?
top diog. I got
that
that thing, and it's actually pretty impressive for $79. I got one just to see how well it works. $79. It's really good.
So,
See, if I
top
don't do an
diag.
actual power probe,
Now Super Mario did a video on that top diag, and he burned it up like
Did he?
within 5 minutes of using it. Smoked it.
Wow.
Because it don't have a breaker. It don't have a breaker. It just vibrates to let you know that it's but it don't have a breaker to break, and they smoked it.
Wow. Yeah.
Got that one right there.
Yeah, I haven't had that happen to mine yet. Like I've got the power probe. I use the power probe for the important stuff, but I've been playing with that little green thing, and for $79, it's not half bad. No.
The one he smoked was that $159 one.
Wow.
JWC says he's about 110 pounds. He's never broke a 30-inch Mako that everybody complains about. But JWC, they do have an upgraded little, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what the hell you call it, flipper thingy for the Mako ratchets now that make it stronger. But you are right. It's all how you use your tool. You got to have that feeling. And once you know how to use your tool and you have that feeling, I'll tell you what, magic will happen.
How are the 3 still going for $180 when the EZ does more and it's the same price?
Chef, maybe the freaking Snap-on dealer is not rebuilding the damn thing right. I literally have a half-inch drive ratchet. It's 28 years old.
That 5-volt reference adapter?
I haven't. I wouldn't mind having it just to play with it, but I haven't used it. No.
That would come in handy, but they do have new adapters now.
Because this looks like the it looks new.
Oh, that's just to dumb it down to 5 volts.
But they have one I think that reads amperage and one that reads duty cycle now if you have a Power Probe 3. Yeah. Not that I need either one because I have a hook.
Yeah, the hook you can set it to 5 volts.
Yeah, well, you can set it down 2.5 volts if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the hook. I even like it better than Maestro, but I just haven't used the Maestro up yet. And you can't think of parasitic draw test with it.
You have the Maestro?
The hook's too damn big. That's the only problem with the hook. It's too damn big.
Yeah, the Maestro is the one that I got, and I love it.
That's the one you called the 5, right?
Yeah, that's the one that I called the 5. I love it. There's some things that it doesn't do, but they're not really important because I got my scope to do those things. But no, it's nice. It's compact. The functions that are in that unit, it's a nice unit.
I just don't like that it won't do the parasitic draw test.
Yeah, that's the one thing that it sucks at.
The EZ.
And it's not very accurate on the diesel injectors. It doesn't really work very efficiently on the diesel injectors tests either. But like I've got my scope for that, so works great on the gas injectors. Parasitic draw, all you need is a $30 amp clamp from Home Depot, and you can and that's the fastest way to do it. You just hook it over the ground battery cable and watch the numbers. Don't need no fancy tools for parasitic draw. Just a $30 amp clamp.
I don't agree with you on that, Turner. I find that to be inaccurate.
Yeah,
it varies too much with that amp clamp.
Well,
I want to see directly how much is flowing through. I don't want a guesstimation.
No, that's things. If you actually put it on the ground terminal, not off the battery, I mean the ground terminal to the PCM, like to the junction box, you get it's pretty accurate.
I'll do a video on that because I can show you with a good amp clamp versus using a power probe, or you even
using a good tool is always going to be more accurate. I'm just saying, all a person really needs to do a draw test, like just a plain Jane simple draw test, like DIY or at home, or a guy just getting into the industry, doesn't need the fancy stuff. He can just get a cheap amp clamp, because you're going to see the drop when you're pulling the fuses. You're going to see the drop when you see the relay.
I never pull the fuses.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You're in a shop. You're not a DIYer. You're not going to sit there testing it. The DIYers and the guys that are starting the industry, they want the simple, easy way to do it.
I usually hook up my power probe hook.
Yeah.
Set that up. I give it time for everything to go to sleep.
Yeah.
If I have a draw that's extreme or excessive, then I use my multimeter
to test
on millivolts, and I go across the fuses.
Have y'all
I already got the doors tricked to think they're closed.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing, is you're doing it on a professional level. Well, I'm doing it on a professional level. I use my professional tools. I'm talking for people that aren't doing it on a professional level.
Well, in the newer cars, there's no way, there's no going around it. On today's cars, you have to do it almost like at a professional level. Otherwise,
have y'all seen how long it takes these cars
to wake up nodules, and you're going to see draws.
If you pull a fuse, you'll wake a module up.
Back in.
Yeah.
If you pull the wrong fuse and push it back in, something wakes up.
Yeah.
And also you think, oh, I got a draw. No, it just woke back up.
No. Yeah. That's. But like pretty much, what's just a good light and an amp clamp. A DIYer can trace down most of their draws if they wanted to. Or
so how do you do it beginner without pulling fuses?
You test the voltage drop across the fuses with a voltmeter.
Yeah.
I use my power probe hook, so I can measure up the draw I have. If I look at it and hey, the draw's not excessive, then I don't look. I'll let it sit there for a while because it will tell min max. So I'll let it sit for hours. But if I see I have a draw, when the draw is occurring, I go across the fuses and I'm milliamps or millivolts, and see if I have any reading across any of them. They should all be zeros. You might find one that's going to be a very small draw. That's
on voltage.
Yeah, that's something that's probably going to keep like some modules alive.
Yeah,
keep alive. But like if you're on a BC,
anything over a point, what would you say? What would you say? Like a point
on the fuses when you're testing them?
If I see anything, it concerns me.
Yeah.
A voltage drop. If I see a voltage drop across a fuse, I'm gonna think it's gotta open.
I'm not seeing voltage drop. I'm seeing if there's voltage going across it.
Well,
okay,
but you look at the fuses for the security module. It's always going to have a draw on it. It's always going to have a draw on it because the security is always alive.
So the BCM, so part of the BCM is always alive too, or awake.
Yes.
And then you got to keep memory alive for the PCM. That's going to have that's usually about 0.8 draw continuous.
No, it's not that high.
No, I'm talking. Yeah.
Throughout the whole car, we should see less than 50 milliamps.
Yeah,
less than 15 milliamps.
But
I think Lakes does the test the same way I do.
Yeah.
See, that don't make sense to me though.
Well, Lakes, you explain to him how you do it.
I'm not good at explaining, bro. But I just hook up my power probe hook, and then I take the voltmeter and go across all the fuses and see if I got a voltage drop on it. And if I do, then there's a problem in that system.
So how much voltage drop are you looking for?
I'm just looking for anything that's on there, you know. Now I'm not talking about reading your like the car being asleep and being 30 milliamps, you know. I'm not talking about that part of it. but reading across the fuses with the voltmeter. And South Main Auto is where I learned that from. You know?
And you're doing that with what? You're doing it on millivolts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so South Main Auto he does it the same way I do it. Like it's a standard practice, but that's the thing is I like also giving information for the person that wants to do it themselves or just starting in the industry, a new tech, and he needs to be able to do stuff. Can't afford the power probe right off the bat. Can't afford the scope off the bat. Can't afford an expensive meter off the bat. There are ways to get around it on a budget and do a good, accurate job.
You don't need the power probe to do it. You
just need a light. You can actually just use
exactly what me and Lakes are doing with 2 meters. The power probe just eliminates the use of our actual multimeter.
Yeah.
So we have our multimeter free. If I had 2 multimeters, I could do the same darn thing.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of videos of people doing it like you're talking about, Turner, with the amp clamp. I've just heard
in a test light.
I've just heard it's unreliable. You can't get it.
It's not as accurate, but it's a good place to start. Yeah. And if you can't figure it out on yourself on that one, then you take it to a shop or a mechanic or that will find it. But it's a good place for people to start because it's cheap and affordable to do it. So
I've never compared an amp clamp to the voltmeter style. I've never done that. But
the amp clamp is plus minus 10. That's the only problem with most of the cheap amp clamps. They're plus minus 10 on the readings, but you will see the drop when you're testing stuff and that. So
yeah, I agree. You'll still see it.
It's just not as accurate, but it's still it's a means to an end to get a job done if you need to.
You are correct, JWC. Theo does own that torque wrench. The digital, I think it's a 120. I'm pretty sure it's a 120 XP gear wrench, torque wrench with the angle measurements, the 1 yards, and Theo does like it. And I've seen a lot of reviews on it, and everything I've seen on it, they're all good reviews.
Bang for the buck.
Sounds like a good torque wrench to me.
Actually, I that's the thing is like I bought a cheaper one just to see if I liked the digital torque wrench. Now that I like it, I watched all the reviews on it, and it's actually the number 2 top pick for torque wrenches. The new Cornwell is the number 1, and the Snap-on's number 3.
I only have digital for the freaking angle shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is I only got mine because getting in to do the angle is getting harder, and I can't put my old analog gauge in some of the spaces.
When it comes to parasitic draw testing, Eric O from South Main Auto shows various ways of doing it. Super Mario Diagnostics also has shown many ways of doing it.
Scanner Danner has a good video, but it's just long.
Yeah, well, everything Scanner Danner does is long. I love Paul Death. He's a great guy.
He's teaching though. He's actually
a great guy. Paul is a great guy. He's a great guy. But I don't know if you know that is his name.
Yeah, Paul Danner. Yeah. Paul and Caleb.
But I like his brother more.
Yeah. He's funny.
His brother is a little cooler, calmer, not so hyper. But what was it? ETC something auto. What was his name? Eric the
car guy.
Yeah,
the car guy. He shows his method, which they're all basically the same damn method. But
I just don't understand how
Eric O shows a lot of
voltage drop across the fuse is gonna tell you. Because a voltage drop is a difference between 2 points.
It's showing,
and that would just tell me that
circuit's carrying voltage. It's showing that circuit is got voltage going through it. Power's going through it.
I know, but when you're testing, that's like you test a battery from one point to another. The voltage difference between those 2 spots is 12 volts. So if you're testing both ends of the fuse, that would just make it seem like that fuse is open rather than shorted. that to me would be checking for a blown fuse, not a parasitic draw.
Well, hey,
do this. Do this.
Just look up
Unless
the
I'm
video
overthinking
real quick. Watch
Turn
it.
it. Go ahead, Lex.
I said, just look up the video real quick and
Yeah,
watch
I'm
it.
looking at it. I'm looking at it.
You don't have to do that. Just like do a parasitic draw test on a car, have another voltmeter, and let's be simple here.
Yeah, like,
Turn on,
I thought
turn
about
on your
making a
headlights.
video.
Turn on the headlights to the car. Know what fuse the headlights run off of.
Uh-huh.
Put your meter on millivolt and touch each side of the fuse. You'll see you're going to see a reading. Shut the headlights off. That reading is going to go away. Once the headlights go off,
because there's no current.
There's no current flowing through it.
And if there's current flowing through it, then your meter's going to show something.
Yeah, exactly.
And the current flowing through it is a draw.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that.
No, see, I thought about making some videos on it, but there's already so many great videos on doing it. Why waste my time making a video? Like, that's the thing, is I'll just refer to someone else's channels that's already done the hard work on it.
Because I've always learned the pulling fuse method.
Yeah,
but that'll wake up modules. And
yeah, that's the thing, is you wake up the trunk module, you can wake up the door module, you can wake up the backup module.
We don't install the fuse back in there.
And then you have to wait anywhere from 20 minutes to half an hour for it to shut off. BMWs.
That's why we don't. If we pull a fuse,
even the Power Probe channel.
What's that?
Even the Power Probe channel shows that way of testing the method. When you look up how to test a parasitic draw with the hook, it shows you doing it with the voltmeter over the fuses too.
Yeah.
I've been doing it that way for I can't tell you how many years.
See, even when I was at Lincoln Tech, they told us to pull fuses.
Well, that's the way to be.
Like, for good instance, about probably 2 months ago, I had an 06 Chevy Trailblazer come in. They said my battery dies overnight. I checked it out, looked at it. Yeah, it did. It had a draw. The draw was like a quarter of an amp, maybe a little more at times.
250 millivolts.
Yeah. And I was checking all the fuses. I found fuse. I'm like, whoa, I got something going across this one. What fuse is that? I looked it up. Went to the wiring diagram. Checked it all out. Basically, to me, appeared to power up instrument cluster. I already had the door switches knocked down, so you thought the doors were closed. I took the IP out, instrument cluster out, unplugged it, draw went away. Sent my cluster out to get repaired, fix the car.
Yeah, because that sounds the idea behind it sounds simpler. Like I said, I'm just trying to make sense in my head.
I shouldn't say it's simple. And then the newer you get in cars, and I'm sure Lakes will agree with me. The newer model years, nothing gets simpler.
Yeah,
we have too many damn modules in these damn cars.
No, well, what I mean is
too much cars.
A quicker way, rather than, because like I said, I'm so stuck in my ways with the way I've learned.
Yeah.
So hearing the way y'all say, and if it actually works, that cuts time down.
Yeah. No, it's a lot more. It's a lot more accurate, a lot more faster. You have less chance of waking up modules or getting bad readings or false readings. Like, I do the same thing now with my scope because I got the 8 channels. I just do everything right off the scope now. So,
because I'm thinking to myself, if this way works, why isn't manufacturers teaching this way?
I got the Handtech 8 channel.
Isn't that a little slow?
Actually, no, it's actually pretty good.
It does a decent job.
Oh yeah, I'm really impressed with it for the money
I always
I paid.
thought the software sucked though.
They made a new software for it that everyone had a complaint about it not doing stuff, but the software that I got for it does everything that the Pico does, and I've used the Picoscope a lot, and this thing does everything the Pico does, and it's just as accurate, just as fast as the Pico.
Hey guys,
I just won't drop it.
I got to get up in the morning and
No.
drive a couple hours to go to church
No.
with my mom for Easter. So
No.
I'm gonna jump off here and
I thought you were going Easter egg hunting, Lakes.
I'll watch my kids do it. Well, one of them, anyways. And he's 11. He might not even want to do it now. I don't know.
You probably don't want to
Hey,
do it.
throw
Like,
money
Dad,
in the egg.
I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, probably.
Easter makes no sense. Everybody hides eggs, but they eat a ham.
They eat a what?
They eat hams.
All right.
Easter
Y'all have a
ham.
good night.
All right, Legs. We'll catch you later.
Have a good night, Lakes.
Later, guys.
You got the
See
little
y'all
Easter
in the
bunny
chat.
and eggs and the ham. How did the fucking pig get screwed in the situation on Easter?
Because
Why
The
is
rabbit
that-
was
eat
too
the rabbit.
fast.
Eat
The rabbit was too fast.
The rabbit was too fast.
I'm still trying to figure out when Dr. Moreau made a chicken that laid eggs, man. Jesus.
Well, you know, a human can lay eggs too.
But you first have to figure out how that egg got up in there first.
So, what came first?
The chicken or the egg?
The
Done.
puddle of primordial ooze came first.
The what?
The puddle of primordial ooze. The source of all life was a puddle of bacteria-filled slime. And that's where all life came from.
I've never heard of it like that.
Primordial ooze. Just look it up. All life came from puddles of slime. We all started off as single-celled, brainless creatures that ate each other.
Happy Easter, Legs. What time are we looking at right now? Blasphemy. It's already 1.
Yeah, it's got to be late for you guys over there. It's only 10:45 here, so.
Oh, yeah.
It's 1 o'clock for you, Fluff?
Yeah. Almost.
I forgot when we go back to daylight saving or whatever we switch, we're only 2 hours behind, and part of the year we're 3 hours behind. I don't know. Do you fall into that category? I have family in Scottsdale, Arizona, and when we roll back our clock for daylight savings, they're 3 hours behind. But because they don't do daylight savings, when we jump forward an hour, they're only 2 hours behind me.
Yeah, we participate in daylight savings. So you're looking at what 2 hours or 2 o'clock right now?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere.
Y'all ain't doing nothing tomorrow? No barbecue? No.
Yeah, I'm cooking Easter dinner.
What are y'all cooking?
Whatever the restaurant has.
Shit.
I'll be honest with you, I just found that out now. Neither one of my daughters are going to be home. I told my mom, I said, I'm not fucking cooking for just the 2 of us. And she goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, we're going to go out to eat.
Hell yeah. That's
So I
funny.
told her I'd take her wherever she wants to go.
Spend some time with your moms. And she lives there with you?
Time with her. She's 87 years old, man.
Wow. So she stays there with you, right?
Yeah, she wasn't like that. That was she put her house up for sale, and then she got an offer on it, and she sold it with all intentions of moving to her own place, and then COVID hit.
Oh.
And all hell broke loose up here, and I'm like, just move in with me for now. and she stayed here ever since. And she asked me a long time ago, "Do you mind if I just stay here? I really like being around everybody. You know, you here and I have my 2 daughters. I have full custody of my 2 daughters. I shouldn't even say full custody anymore because one's 18. She chooses to stay here. But I'm like, no, stay. I have the extra room, so I'd rather her stay here. I don't want her in her own damn house. She's 87 years old. Not that she has a problem. I mean, my mom still wakes up every day, goes up and down. I live in a 2-story house. She goes up and down the stairways. It's 15 steps up, 15 steps down. If she wants to go meet her friends or go have her little luncheons or whatever the hell she wants to do. She wants to go to Target. She gets out of the house. She jumps in her car, her Equinox, and she cruises and she goes. So for 87, I'll be honest, she's kicking ass. So
That's good.
But-
That's good. Don't let her stop.
well, that's one reason she asked if she could stay here. She wants the activity. She wants to keep moving around.
Yeah.
She wants the kids here.
I
She
heard
wants
once they
the
start
dog.
slowing down, once they start not doing as much, then that's when they start.
Well, my grandma lived to be 102 years of age.
When you get old, when you stop, that's when you die. If you always have a reason to wake up in the morning, you always have something to do. You always have a reason to keep living. It's the people that retire and go move into a retirement home where they become inactive in life that live short lives. A person like, for example, my grandfather, your guys' grandfathers, they woke up every morning going, I have to mow the lawn. They wake up every morning going, I got to make sure mother has the bacon and egg in the fridge that they need. And those are the reasons why they keep living. And when they die is when they wake up in the morning gone, I got everything done. Nothing left for me to do.
Well, if that's the truth, I should have died a long time ago. I wake up in the morning and be like, I don't want to do anything.
I already thought you were dead. I thought you were dead. You look a little pale. Yeah, I thought you were just a zombie on screen.
What's that?
I thought you were just a zombie on screen. I thought you died like months ago.
How do I look pale? I always have a natural redness to me. I'm sunburnt right now. I can't believe I got sunburned.
In the cold?
Well, it's not that cold up here. I went to opening day for the Tigers.
That's freezer burn. That's not sunburn. That's freezer burn.
It was 65 degrees, Turner, with full-blown sun in Comerica Park, downtown Detroit, Michigan. It's the first time I've seen so much sun for so many hours watching a ball game, and it got me a little bit, but it'll go red, it'll go darker. I'm a Dago, so.
So you turn Mexican in the summers or what?
Turn Mexican in the summer.
I get red and I get darker.
Dang.
I don't like. I shouldn't say I'm burnt. I'm just red from the sun. A couple days, it'll be darker. Next time out in the sun, I'll be darker. Come July, you probably won't recognize me. You'll be like, who's this guy?
You're gonna look like some of the guys down here. My grandmother drove until she was 90. When she turned 90, she said that's it. She started taking the senior bus. Damn, 98. Jeez.
And my mom asked me a couple years ago when not a couple years ago, I think it was last year, when she leases her Equinox.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you don't mind if I go lease a car again, do you? It ain't my fucking money.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, you think I'm still okay to drive? I said, I don't know. I'm not nervous when I drive with you. Yeah, you're fine. So she went and got another one. She goes, if I ever get shitty at driving, let me know. I'm like, I hope
Would you though? Would you let her know?
Oh, yeah. But I don't drive with her that much.
Oh.
So I like, you better watch your own ass when it comes to that.
I'd be afraid of breaking her heart. Like, no, Ma, you can't drive no more.
She'll be like, fuck you, I'll go where I want to go.
Hey, I don't know. I've seen some pretty old people drive the largest boats of cars better than any young kid can drive a compact.
My mom can drive my pickup truck. I just got to
Yeah.
boost her ass up into it. She has no
Yeah.
problem driving my pickup truck.
And she could probably parallel park it better than a young kid in a little tiny compact can.
That's because these kids don't know how to parallel park anymore.
Who do you think
That's-
taught my kids how to parallel park? My mom did.
That's just like, so we got truckers that are driving automatics.
You don't have an
Right.
automatic, do you?
Raging.
You got automatic
It-
raging?
That
I prefer
everybody's
manual.
going to it.
Better on fuel nowadays. The new
How many
automatic
gears
is
is
just
it?
better on fuel.
How many gears is the automatic?
Depends on the transmission.
I mean, on your truck.
They're at 12 or 13.
Damn. It's a lot
I
of
mean,
planetaries up
I
there.
can run manual on this truck. I've got a manual mode. I can do it myself.
Yeah.
I just don't
And-
have the shifter in the middle of the floor.
And then we
You ever
have
have to use the manual mode?
I don't use it.
I just was wondering. I mean, you ever have to use it like if you're going down a steep incline or whatever?
No. I just throw the engine brakes on and let that take control.
Yeah, but yeah, the new automatics with the transmission braking and the engine retarding, it's
Well,
the same
see,
as driving a new Chevy. It just slows itself down the hill.
I'll be honest. Everything you're saying is like I don't know how to say idiot to it. I'm not a diesel guy, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna act like I am. I'm not gonna talk shit like I know anything about it.
what I was getting at is we're losing skill in every trade,
Uh-huh.
and it sucks. Just like in automotive, people aren't cutting brakes no more. We're not rebuilding transmissions. We're not rebuilding engines anymore. We're not rebuilding
replacing all the parts.
Yes.
It's because we're not a third world country. That's why.
Well,
if we were
what
a
it
third
is,
world
it's a
country, we would
liability.
be doing it differently.
Exactly.
Shop.
Be like India.
Got right on the spot. It's liability. Why do we not rebuild? Well, I don't know, Fluff. You probably never been in the business as long. Why do we not rebuild wheel cylinders anymore? Even though, I mean, what I'm saying is somewhat ancient.
Liability. Because
Liability.
if the technician makes a mistake, then it's on the shop.
If the part
Everybody's so
fails,
damn
it's
super
on the
happy.
manufacturer of the part.
What's that?
I said, but if the part fails that you installed, it's on the manufacturer of the part.
Yeah,
true. What is
Not
a
on the
customer going to
technician.
know that?
Well, no, but the company you work for is going to turn it on the manufacturer of
Yeah.
the part.
I mean, I've talked to some old timers out here that started out in 1960s, 70s, and 80s that are now driving automatics, and they say they love it.
Well, I would assume as a truck driver, you'd love to drive an automatic. Who wants to
Well, see, the problem with,
day?
well, the
Especially
problem was
city
his
driving.
hills.
Remember
Automatic old
Especially city
automatic
driving.
transmissions were horrible on hills. They were horrible on hills.
Well,
The newer automatic transmissions are more geared towards hill handling now. That's why manual is better. None of that. The manual transmissions had more gear ratio and had better fuel mileage, but the new automatics have better fuel mileage than the gear transmissions now. So it's like the game's totally changed. Technology isn't. It's not that we're losing skilled drivers. The technology of just making it more feasible to operate the vehicle with less complication has become better.
Going through weather like snow and rain and stuff like that, you would rather have a manual because you got better control over that truck than in one of these automatic trucks.
Yeah, but that's why most of the like Volvo, Peterbilt, Mack, and them, they do offer the manual mode for it. So that way, when you do get into those conditions, you can switch out of it. The problem is just teaching the new drivers about that option and how to utilize that option. So, because
Like,
that's an automatic transmission, the semi truck is a manual transmission. There's no clutch plates, there's no clutch pads. It's gear on gear, but it's all driven by electrical solenoids. So they're the same transmission, just one's doing the thinking for you.
I can take this truck to Volvo right now and have them put a shifter in it.
Yeah.
All they have to do is pull this. All they have to do is pull the floor up right here in the middle.
So
they already got the hole cut out.
Yeah.
Pull that plate off and put the shifter on. Put the shifter down.
Yours doesn't have the tap on the gear lever on the column shift.
No.
You just you got button. You got the button. Okay. Yeah, because I know the Peterbilts, they have a little tap lever now on the steering wheel that if you go into manual mode, you just tap the lever and it will go through the gears up and down.
You hit that button right there if you want to go manual mode.
And then you got to press button. You got to button it up and down. It's not on. Dang, they don't have a paddle on the steering wheel. That's no. The paddle on the steering wheel makes it so much easier. Makes you feel like you're in a NASCAR or an Indy cart.
That's Freightliner.
So on that, it's solenoid driven, not pressure driven. You don't have a torque converters.
Nope. Well, some of them do have torque converters. They do have a torque converter and torque converters are needed, but some don't have a torque converter.
So how do
they're just gear on gear run by hydraulic pressure that actuates the solenoids.
So then the clutch is always engaged, correct?
On certain models, yes. There are some modules that are electronically solenoid actuated. There are some modules that are hydrostatically actuated solenoids. So those are going to have a torque converter.
Not conventional automatic transmissions. So these are just automatically shifted gearboxes.
That's right.
So I misunderstood when I heard automatic.
Like you go back to the old Allison automatics, the 3 speeds, 4 speeds, 5 speeds, and 6 speeds. They work. Those were clutch plate actuated hydrostatic transmissions, like normal car transmissions, just on a larger scale. But the newer ones that like Detroit are putting out and Volvo are putting out, and that they are all gear driven, like gear driven solenoid actuated transmissions.
So more it's a solenoid just controlling the synchro, basically. Yep. That is very interesting.
But they're big and they're heavy.
I believe it. Yeah. I believe it. 6-speed does not have enough gears to pull hill or slow you down effectively compared to 9 or 13.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, my uncle DLC, his contractor got bought out. So under the new contractor they all went automatics. He said he hates it. He hates it. And all he does is pull doubles.
Well, is he an old guy?
Nah, he's how old is he? He was born in 75. 49.
Fuck you, Fluffy.
48. No, he's not old. He's not old. I don't think he's old.
Well, he's my age. He said 49. I'm 47. No, I just was wondering if it's like late 50s or something. Some people don't like.
Have you seen him on the channel before? Every now and then he'll come on.
I might have, but I'm saying some people don't like change. Some people do not like change, and that's something that everybody in the world's got to get used to. Change always, but change occurs. Change.
I know happens. It's so hard for me to adjust. And that's
me too.
Sort of why
you know how hard it was for me to take off my underwear that I was wearing for fucking 4 weeks last night.
What the fuck?
I'm joking. Y'all gotta realize when I'm bullshitting you.
I was just thrown off by that.
I tell you the truth, and I'll tell you when I'm bullshitting you.
He doesn't wear underwear. He wears his wife's panties.
I'm divorced. Best decision ever made.
Or banana hammocks like CP.
Is that what he says he wears? Is banana hammocks?
Nah, you weren't in here when he was talking about that? The face mask?
Yeah, CP says a lot of stuff that's.
I don't know. The mental imagery of that one just made me just like.
I can't always remember everything he says.
The ins can be really bad on engagement when you got 15 cents.
I learned on a 3 on a tree, Shannon.
3 on a tree.
Yep. Yeah, stick shift, 3 on a tree. 1973 Chevy pickup trucks. What my grandpa taught me on the farm. 180 acre farm. I was like 10 years old, maybe 11. He'd say, "Go get the pickup truck and bring it here." Okay, Grandpa. I get so excited, run like hell, just from out in the field where we were at.
I would love to drive one of those just to know what it feels
like. He
like.
had the tractor way out in the field. I run like a motherfucker all the way because I got to drive that truck. I throw a phone book up under my ass, move that seat all the way up. He taught me how to drive the 300 tree.
No, my very first truck that I had that I drove was a 13 speed. I was heading up to Ottawa, Kansas, with a 45,000 pound load in the box, going up mountains. I stalled it on a mountain. I stalled that truck on a damn mountain.
Yes. Did you have to crawl her all the way back down and start over?
No.
No, you managed to push it?
I turned the truck. I started the truck back up. Very, very carefully, put it back in the first. I started in first gear and just worked my way back through the gears and got up the hill.
Yeah.
Talking about scared shitless that time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was.
The first time that happens, you're gonna poop yourself.
You ever seen the truckers start to go backwards down the hill?
Yes.
Yeah. I have. In the Rocky Mountains, I've seen a trucker start to go backwards down the hill.
Yeah, and that's scary as crap. When
I thought I was going fast, and I'm like, no, he's going backwards.
Chef, I know what 3 on a tree is. I know what 3 on a tree is.
Yeah, now that we explain it to you, young.
No.
I did my driver's
test. Yeah. Now you explain it to you. You thought 3 on a tree was a number 3 on your Christmas tree.
No. The Prindle with the 321.
No, I did my driver's test in a garbage truck while I was working. I had a youth work permit for operating a vehicle during work hours. As long as the vehicle was going under 20 kilometers an hour, I could operate it. But I did the driver's test, and this was a side loader, so I'm standing while driving with one foot out the door, picking up garbage, doing my route with the instructor there watching me doing this. Well, if you can drive standing up on the left hand side, on the right hand side, I guess you can drive anything.
I learned stick in a PT Cruiser, but I wasn't very good at it.
You learned how to drive a stick in a PT Cruiser?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like the biggest piece of shit, even when they come off the assembly line.
Dude, I could
you
not.
Have to learn in that thing?
I couldn't grasp it. And then we went downtown, and I got put into a situation where I had to drive us home.
Yeah, that's the most uncomfortable car I've ever been in my life.
And long story short, I did okay until I stalled out in front of a cop. I was only 11 years old.
How old?
11.
Oh,
I'm driving downtown.
What's your dad do? Did you fucking wasted?
Right. Still to this day, when I
got fucked up that night, though, right? You got home right, Puff?
Yeah. So I learned real quick in front of that cop, and then ever since then, I was good. I was good. I had no more.
Your heart was beating. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Shit! Oh shit!
Yep. Started it back up.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I won't fuck up again.
Yeah, that was fun. And then after that, I wanted to drive.
I got you there, pops.
No, my big thing is I've got one of the F550s that's got the 6-speed transmission, but I'm so used to driving my old ZF5. Whenever I hop into that thing, after a couple months of not driving it, I keep putting the thing in first to go into reverse.
Nice.
Reverse is the wrong place on the goddamn thing.
very good point here. JWC Tech says, I used to hate change, but eventually I realized change is good most of the time. And he's correct. But not all the time.
We get comfortable. We get comfortable in where we are.
No, and sometimes change is just a pain in the but because the way you do it works perfectly fine. But someone wants you to learn the new way of doing it, then that just means you have to go learn. Some of us are just too stubborn to want to go.
That's why
learn.
y'all were messing with my head right now with the whole voltage drop across the fuse thing. I was like,
just go play around with it.
I am.
Turn fucking.
I'm gonna look back at this.
That's the best way to learn is on your spare time. Play around with your own personal vehicle. Get your diagnostic stuff out and just start diagnosing your car, even if it's not broken. Every spare second that you have that you can spare, just practicing stuff. Watch stuff on videos. Go out to your car, duplicate it till you get it down pat to where you're doing it in your head without having to use reference. Is the fastest and easiest way to do it nowadays. So
I am gonna go try it though. I want to see. I want to see it for myself.
Every time I see something new that I haven't learned, I go out to my old Chevy and I pop the hood and I start dickering around. And
I always learn the most every time I get arrested.
You said every time?
Yeah, I really learn.
That's not often.
Huh?
That's not often.
4 or 5 times a year.
Oh God.
I've been arrested 37 times in 4 different states. Never been charged once.
Oh shit.
no.
I'm bullshitting you.
I never know if somebody's bullshitting or telling the truth. You never know.
Well, I'm not gonna play that bullshit. I got arrested. I've had my mistakes in life. Let's just say that. And if you didn't make mistakes in life, you probably didn't live life.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
No.
Like y'all were talking about jail the other day. And I was like, I feel like I've never been arrested, never been to jail.
Put it this way, I'm lucky I've never spent any substantial time in jail. I have been arrested before. I will not.
I've been in the holding tank and the psych ward once.
The psych ward once, they should put you back, but holding cell, why'd they ever let you out?
Because
I've been arrested once in my life. And
I overthink my actions.
It was
like
over. It was during a divorce. It was during my divorce. About every consequence.
I used to be part of a church group. We'd go kidnap kids that got hooked on drugs and lock them in basements, and that was a crime. But it was a crime that was worth paying the time for.
When I got arrested, I'm straight up. This is not bullshit. When I got arrested, totally honest with you, I came home one night, and my wife we were going through divorce. I think she actually, I don't know if she had somebody else do it or she did it herself. She actually, I think, hit herself a few times. I got home and all of a sudden she threw a spaz at me and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not even going in the house. So I sat in the fucking garage.
Jesus.
And I cracked a beer. Well, I always crack a beer.
Yeah.
I cracked the beer. And I'm sitting in the garage. I'm talking to my mom on the phone. She still lived at her own house at the time. I'm like, you're not going to believe. Katie's like going off the fucking deep end. She's like acting crazy as fuck, spazzing out at me, all this shit. I try to go in the house and she's like trying to smack the door up against my fucking head. I said, I'm just going to sit out here and talk to you for a while, Ma, if you don't mind, until she calms down. My mom's like, what did you say to her? I said, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Other than nice to see you came home for once. Because she wasn't coming home very often. And we had young kids. And next thing you know, the cops are here. Next thing you know, they wanted to detain me. And I'm like, no. You don't even put your hands on me, dude. I said, I didn't do damn. I've been sitting out here for like an hour and a half. What are you guys even here for? Well, we got a call. So they took her one place, they took me another place, but we were pretty close to each other. And finally, I realized I'm getting detained. And I said to the cop, I said, the sheriff, I said, are you serious? You're going to arrest me? I said, for what? Domestic violence. I said, you're shitting me right now. I said, I haven't even been in the house. I said, you look at my phone. I've been talking to my mom for the last, until you showed up, 2 hours. And you're arresting me? And they're like, yep, you went too far. And she was standing at the end of my garage by another officer. And they were stupid enough to let me get too close to me. And I said, well, if I'm going to jail tonight, I'm going to make it worth my fucking money. And I booted her in the ass. And the officer pulled back on me, nasty. Or sheriff pulled back on me, nasty. Took me in the car, got me in the car, started laughing. He said, that wasn't the smartest thing to do. I said, well, what am I supposed to do? I didn't do anything. If I'm going to jail tonight, I'm going to make it worth my while. And that's the only night I spent in jail, and she never showed up at any court dates. So it got dropped.
Good.
But it still cost me a couple $1,000s, like $3,000. But it was all bullshit. I'm just glad the shit's over.
And this was when the kids were little, young?
They were 6 and 9. Or 7 and 9. 7 and 9.
Yeah, that was almost 10 years ago. Shit.
Yep. I've had full custody of them the whole time.
That's good.
She never wanted them.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna have to get going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Ladies are getting here, ready to lay down.
Yeah. You have a good night, fluffers.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly to California tomorrow so I don't feel so tired when I wake up.
You get an extra 2 hours of sleep, huh?
I'll sleep enough. I'll sleep enough when I die.
True. But all right, fellas, we'll catch y'all another day.
Have a good night, Fluff.
Night. Thank you for having me on. Bye, Turner. Later, Rajan.
See ya.
Later, chat.
So
I never found that video.
he might have got rid of it. He might just have that saved.
Oh.
So you've been busy?
No. We had one load this week, and that was it.
Jeez.
Easter.
I tell you one thing: you won't worry as much once you get those last couple payments on that truck done. You'll be able to breathe a lot easier.
Oh yeah, it's almost done.
Yeah. Now we're gonna have to have a celebration stream for you when you get that paid off.
I might just take a torch and light it on fire.
Yeah.
Light a torch?
Take a torch and light it on fire.
Light what on fire?
The truck.
Why?
Just cuz.
Well, you want to buy a new one already?
It's fully insured.
It's fully insured.
Nothing is ever fully insured.
Oh, this one is.
Nothing's fully insured. You'll lose a few bucks somewhere. It might not be anything worth crying over, but
yeah.
You'll lose a few bucks.
After paying around $167,000 to $170,000 for this thing, yeah.
That's all that was?
About 170, yeah.
I'm actually, when you say that, I gotta be honest with you, I'm actually surprised that's all that costs.
Commercial vehicles are less.
I thought more like maybe 2.25.
No, we got a deal on it.
You go buy a fucking Cadillac Escalade, it costs you $100,000. How the fuck is Raging fucking driving what he's driving for 171 or 100, say 170 grand? You know, everybody's like, well, it's still 70,000 more. Do you know how much more vehicle he's got than that goddamn Escalade?
Well, you look at trucks, like when you go to Chevy and you buy a top kick versus a standard 2,500. The 2,500 is going to be 80,000. That top kick's only 40,000. Commercial vehicles are price difference because it's got to be more equitable for the company purchasing it, and they do that because not of that there's less bells and whistles that actually go into the commercial product. But there's less like the insurance is different on them. The safety standards are different on them.
Well, chances of him dying in that truck are a lot lower than probably a passenger vehicle. But
now, if you go onto one of these dealerships and try to buy one of these mega cab sleepers,
hotter than hell in here. I'm listening to you still though.
But if you go into a dealership and try to buy one of those mega cab sleepers, you know, the hotel on wheels sleepers, you're spending $250,000 to $300,000 on that truck.
Well, that's because you're also buying a motorhome at the same time. Some of those mega sleepers, they're friggin' immaculate.
Shit, we got sent up to Chicago a couple months ago. We had to repossess a straight truck that had a mega sleeper on it. That thing was immaculate inside of it.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy in town. He's got one of the new Mac ones, and the thing looks like it's got a Winnebago stuck on the back of it. Mm-hmm. Like, holy crap! Like, okay, well, just gonna park the load and go camping next week.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm sorry, Frosty. North Hollywood's going to take me a bit to get to. Give me about 5 hours by the time I get. No, probably 7 hours by the time I get in the airport, on the plane, out of the airport, into your beer that you're offering me. But give me your address. I'll take you up on an offer. I'd love to go to Hollywood. What's your dream?
Been there, done that.
I've been all over the country. I know you've been all over the country. I've been all over the world.
I've been to places I can't speak of.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been to places I can't speak of.
My favorite thing is, well, when we ended up in Africa, did you ever get to do a tour in Africa?
No.
No, dang. There's some nice places out there. If you get a moment alone, I actually sat down under a tree to eat my food, and I had 2 cheetahs come up like everyday house cats, curious as beans, share my lunch with me. Like, that's one of the best memories that I've had while I was overseas. Just sitting there. Oh, look, we don't have nothing to do. Let's just sit back and enjoy it. No, I was part of the police training when we were retraining the South African police.
Why are we training South African police?
American trucks don't even haul
because they were untrained, and they had to be able to police their country better without using militia tactics.
Steph JG has a comment that is questionable. There, are you talking about?
That is very questionable.
Yeah, you talk about the deep north of Canada, like the ice road truckers that got to run across take extreme heavy loads across, like
that's
ice and all that. I mean, those trucks are seriously beefed up.
Yeah,
but I would have to say the average truck in Canada is equal to the average truck in the United States.
That's true. It's only in the extreme conditions do we modify the trucks, and like none of that. There's a lot more bridge construction and heavy construction going on in the U.S. a lot of the American trucks are hauling stuff that we don't see up in Canada on the trailers. Like the largest thing that we see nowadays are maybe the occasional bridge span or a wind turbine getting hauled, but we don't see nuclear reactor components. We don't see. Now, if you want to talk about heavy truck hauling, you go to Russia and you see the stuff that those trucks pull. Those trucks pull like millions of tons.
Well, don't you see what your country pulls across those fucking lakes and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Very low speed. That is amazing to me how they can go forward and one's going backwards in reverse.
Yeah.
They can carry that equipment on it. That's amazing talent.
We've got trucks up here modified that actually have quadristeer.
I've seen some shit, Turner. I mean, that's impressive shit. Mm-hmm. And you got to roll slow so you don't create a wake under the ice.
Yeah,
because it'll blow up on the other side on you.
I try to help. Whenever
those trucks in Canada are equal to trucks in the United States.
The trucks are the same. The difference is the operator. You have some crazy operators in the U.S., but up here in Canada, we've got operators that some of them make the East Indian drivers look tame. But India has the most insane truck drivers in the world.
In India?
Oh, golly.
In India and China, the roads that they drive, we have nothing on them.
When's the last time you drove in the United States? We have a lot of Indians and a lot of
The Swift drivers aren't insane. They're just retarded, okay? There's a difference.
We go there right now. Okay, I take you right now. Don't worry about that noise. Honk, honk. Fuck you. Fuck you too. Don't worry about all that. I get you to airport.
No, like some of those Sri Lankan roads where you're on the side of the cliff, you got 100 feet drop on the side, you get single lane, and somehow they manage to get those two trucks past each other.
American trucks are limited on what they can haul. No, they're not limited. If they got the permit, they got the proper permits. They can haul anything they want.
Yeah. Well, not only that, we also have heads up on when DOT is out.
What's the most you can haul, Raging?
Me, I can haul it to 80,000 pounds.
Yeah,
80,000.
Yeah, whatever his truck's rated for, you can pull.
Yeah.
Well, I can weigh up to 80,000 combined weight with the trailer in a truck. The most I can put in the back of that trailer is 45,000.
Yep, and that's about average across all of America.
Yeah,
I've done oversized loads. I've done heavy haul. I mean, it's fun, but it's not fun.
It's tricky. I have a friend that's a truck driver, so I know what you're talking about. It's tricky.
Now, if we had UK trucks out here, which would be a pain in the butt, we'd be able to haul heavier loads. But their trucks are kind of useless in our environment because we're not stop go environment like they are, and that's why their trucks are set up the way they are.
Twice as much. Mm-hmm.
No.
I've hauled a 60,000 pound coil.
No.
That wasn't fun. I had every strap, every chain. I mean, I had everything I had in the back of the box on that damn coil.
And I bet you had a hard time getting it balanced on your trailer just perfect.
It had to be just right.
No. Yeah, I think the worst road in Canada that we actually have that's not up north is the Yellowknife because the Yellowknife has back in the day had no cell phone reception. If you got ditched, and with how cold it got on that road, if you were stuck out there for more than half an hour, you were dead. You were as good as dead because there's no cell phone reception. Highways rarely ever driven by normal people, and the closest towns, they were about 200 kilometers apart from each other. So
did that happen to you, Turner?
No, I've been driving it on it and actually picked up a lot of trucks in the ditch on that road. Because
you never got fucked and stuck there?
No.
I could just see you as a guy that would survive it. So
now the wife's been to all 7 provinces of Canada.
No, that's the thing is that I'll never die. I'm the cockroach of Canada. I know how to make igloos. I know how to start a fire with farts.
You're still proud American, though, right?
I'm a Canadian.
Fuck you. You're fucking American. You're Canadian American. You're from North America.
I'm Canadian. I'm a proud North American, but I'm a Canadian.
Yeah, you are Canadian, but you're a North American.
No.
I don't know.
I'm a proud colonizer.
I don't know where the United States gets off saying that we're American and nobody else is.
Hey, people in Brazil are Americans, so.
Yeah, they're South American. But I don't know how much they back our asses if we gotta go to a fight. I know Canada backs our asses big time if we gotta go to a fight. Canada always goes to our fucking dirty game. And then the United States makes up bullshit on what we actually didn't do. That the Canadians
oh yeah, I had a mistake. It wasn't Normandy Beach; it was Juno Beach. I had the wrong beach name. Normandy Beach did have quite a few Americans over it. It was Juno Beach. I was too heated at that moment. I got the beaches mixed up. It was Juno Beach that Canada took, and we took it 4 hours. We finished ours 4 hours faster than anyone else. But I'm gonna be honest. You know who the craziest people were during World War II and the toughest SOBs were? The Australians. The Australians were
everybody underestimates
savages.
The Australians also.
Hmm?
The Australians have also been a big supporter of the United States and Canada when it comes down to war.
Yep.
And nobody gives them any credit either. They're not in history books. That's one thing that kind of pisses me off, Turner. That Canada and maybe it's good, maybe it's not. That Canada and Australia aren't in the history books for accomplishments or things that they did during certain wars.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for those two countries, Australia and Canada, the war probably wouldn't have ended when it did.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is we did. Let's put it this way: there's a true history story. One Canadian soldier had captured, I think it was 200 German soldiers in one night by himself, and freed and liberated a whole entire town by himself, single-handedly. Like that's what you call impressive. And then you get these Australians that the Germans, when you ask them about the Australian soldiers, like all we know is they were huge, mean monsters and they scared us. They're big like apes. No.
They're from Russia.
No.
From Siberia. We mean the people.
And then when it came to the Americans, a lot of the towns would turn around and say, yeah, they tried to extort us. So you want us to do this for you? You got to give this to us. You got to do this. Like there's a lot of issues with the American soldiers over there because you guys had drafted people. We didn't draft. We just volunteered. So with the drafting, you guys threw in a lot of mentally ill people. And it was those mental ill people that excelled in the war. But unfortunately, they excelled not in such a great way. That's why conscription is horrible. Don't conscript. Get volunteers and people that want to go do it. So you know,
I'm sure in some way or another, the United States paid Canada for their help in some way or another.
Yeah. Yeah.
We always pay everybody. We just don't tell everybody.
Yeah.
That's one type of load I will not haul is logs. I don't even like staying. I get away from them. That tree that one of those logs come off of that truck, you're in trouble.
No, log hauling is an unpredictable game, and it's not so much just the truck, the load; it's the road that you have to go down.
Mm-hmm.
That my buddy won't do it either. My buddy's like, that's fucking bullshit. He tried it, and he's like, fuck that.
No, that's a
He
special
won't even do
breed.
gravel pits either. My buddy won't do gravel pits either.
I mean, I've hauled RGN, the low boys. I've hauled those with the big tractors on them and everything else like that on it. It's just like, that's easy.
Yeah.
And my buddy said they loaded him up one time too heavy down in the gravel pit. He couldn't get up the road. His tires just kept spinning.
No. I remember I worked for a seismic company. We went into some of the worst remote areas of Canada that were insane. The hauls that we had the trucks hauled up there, it was just absolutely insane. Like literally Hell's Kitchen, one of the most dangerous places in the world. We had to do work in, and that was just, and the trucks that had to go up there, like the companies had to pay them a really high stip to even get them to think about driving up into there. Oh, I know where Smithers is. Up there. No, I've been up to Smithers. I've done a lot of work up there. You got to remember, I've worked all the way up into the Yukon, into Alaska, and also remote parts of random little islands in the middle of nowhere of none of it. Next to the some of it and the rest of it.
What the fuck? Dog's barking again.
But I'm going to hop off here and go watch me a movie before I go to bed.
I'm going to hop off too. So,
yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for joining in.
Yeah. Well, have a good night. Hopefully things pick up for you, Raging.
Yeah. It's just the Easter holiday. I mean,
yeah,
everything's shut down. We're not the only truck sitting here. I mean, there's a lot full of trucks. So, everybody in chat, y'all have a great Easter tomorrow. Go have fun. Sayer, good to see you again.
Yep.
Thanks for the link, Quick Wrench. But like I always say, y'all keep those wheels spinning, your beavers grinning. We'll definitely catch you on the next one. Peace out.
We're out. Thanks all.
Oh.